I love that.
I need to wash my hands.
Okay.
It's not
Who's
because
Barney?
of me.
Just of like the group. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a regular Pontius pilot.
Oh.
Or as
The way you
that
said it
one
sounded like
person said,
pointiest pirate.
Pontius Pilate.
Yeah.
That's,
Yep.
Pontius. It is Pontius.
I thought it was
Isn't
Pontius. But
I
that's
thought it
just
was
how I would say
Pontius.
it. It might be Pontius, but like I would have said Pontius with the way I have read that. But I
okay,
could
well,
be wrong.
Sound is working. That's a good thing.
Good.
I'm not sure.
As we
My
talk
Latin
about
is
Pontius Pilate.
there.
And yeah, I also thought it was Pontius. I'm going to look it up now.
Okay.
Maybe I won't.
Yeah. Let's just try and get through this as good as possible.
Like, to be fair, if you've never heard any Latin,
Yeah,
and
true.
you read it, it does look like Pilate.
Yep. No
Okay,
judgments.
it is definitely Pontius Pilate according to the Google lady.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I trust the Google lady.
Well, she's been around
professionally.
since then, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
You know,
Do I?
one of the ones that always struck me as really funny is like there's a famous lawyer. He's actually in the movie Zodiac because he did have an involvement in the case.
Okay.
Called Melvin Belli.
Right.
He worked with like various super celebrities like the Stones. I think he had some loose affiliation with the Beatles at one point.
Okay.
He was an attorney in a huge number of famous cases. And I always wondered, is Belli his real name? And I'm googling him now, and apparently it is because Belli means war.
Mhm.
Right? Well, Bellum is war, but like Belli is like 1/10 of it. And it's such an unusual name. I've never heard of anyone else being called Belli.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, to be fair.
Especially, his parents are of Italian ancestry. Okay. Melvin Murin?
Right, okay.
Belli. I'm just looking at his wiki now. Died in 1996. 91, no, 89 years old. Was a prominent United States lawyer, author, and actor.
Either way,
The king of
You
Torque.
back, mister, having washed your hands?
Yes,
Excellent.
I'm ready.
Good.
I was talking about Melvin Belli.
So,
I
welcome
don't know those.
to Starfinder, the Fragments of Eternity, session 106. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Where that is, I don't know yet, but we're nearly there. It is the 18th of October 2021. I'm Ryan, the GM, and here are the players.
I'm still first.
You
Hello,
are.
I'm Nico.
Hi, Nico.
I'm Benzora, the vice captain, admiral, person.
It is I, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hello. How you doing?
All right.
Hello.
Keep 'em well, keep 'em well.
Good.
And I'll be playing Weird, the android mechanic.
Hello, I am Callum.
Hi, Callum.
Yeah.
Uwu.
Callum. Let me tell you that I will. I was going to say also be playing Zig, but nobody said that yet. So yeah, I'll also
But you will
be
also
playing
play
Zig today. In this wonderful universe of the Fragments of Eternity.
Thank you.
TM.
Hello. I won't be playing Zig. I will, however, be playing Lyco Quint, your resident sneaky,
Hi, Colin.
spooky space cop. What? What?
You didn't say your name.
Did I not say my name?
No, I just.
I'll be honest, folks. I might be a little bit high.
Okay.
Anyway, hi, I'm Colin, and I will be playing Lyco Quint, your sneaky, spooky space cop coast to
Fucking
coast.
hell. Well, here we are. So, what did you remember
Where
from
is
last time?
I got mind
lightning,
controlled by a
death.
whirlwind
Oh yeah.
of black and light. I don't know. Rainbow
Mind control,
goth
yeah.
whirlwind is what I would describe his appearance as.
That's
His
fair.
aesthetic.
Rainbow
Um,
Rainbow
Yeah,
Goth.
because he's very black and toothy and fangy, and he's got claws, but also they're little rainbows. Rainbow goth. Rainbow
Rainbow
goth. That is the new
Rainbow
aesthetic. Rain Boglin. Remember Boglins? Yeah, Rainbow Goth.
Well,
That's probably an actual thing. Google it, folks. It's probably like people who like black clothes but colourful hair. And if it's not, it should be.
that's 1 minute 30 seconds of absolute fucking chaos. So yeah, let's just jump back in. Why the fuck
I thought
not?
it was
Like
fine.
let's not even
were
bother with
fighting,
goals.
it
Like
was
there's
a
no
mess.
like let's just go straight to where we're meant to be. And find where that page is now again. Where did I put these? I think these are here. This looks right.
Yeah, that looks right to me.
Give it a wee second for it to decide to render.
That certainly looks like the map.
Okay,
Ah, yes, the wormholes. Excellent.
so let's just move him
What
off.
about the cold holes?
Oh my.
Ugh.
So,
It was a really bad pun.
it's also a really bad advert at the start of the cinema, if you remember that one.
Bad film.
What was it?
What?
What was the catchphrase? Was it Love Lube? Was that what the catchphrase was?
Oh,
in the
the
cinema?
What?
loop one, which is like
Yeah.
lots of sassy 20-somethings going, let's be honest, girls, some things were all a bit dry. Lube.
In the cinema.
Like,
That
which
was-
is fine,
Mhm.
but could it not just be an advert for lube that just flashes up with a picture of lube and goes, you know what it fucking does? Buy this one.
Mhm.
I want to know how slippery it is.
Mm.
It's like a slip and slide.
Yeah, is there a
I
scale?
want numbers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a
Yes.
scale for that? It's like the lumen
There
scale
is.
for like light
There
bulbs?
is. There's a.
The lumen scale for lube?
I can't remember what it's called. I was discussing it with a friend once. There is a system for
Please
like,
tell me it's
measuring
called-
oils and greases.
Please tell me it's called the slippery slope.
No, that's a fallacy.
Okay, where the fuck's the turn order?
Good question.
Scale of lubricant.
Okay, so anyway, let's try and stick here.
Glorious things to be Googling.
Right, I mean, there are worse things to Google, I suppose. So,
Yes.
right, so I think we established that the refuge thing's gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause nobody
so I
actually
didn't
has it
put that
active.
after the fact, but basically it's like a
Like a burst and gone.
burst, and then anyone in that area at that time has that until
They lose it.
I guess attack and they lose it or whatever.
Okay. Well,
So there we go.
we have the turn order for
We
it.
learned something.
Yeah. Okay, so
The viscosity index.
right, that does make sense. But anyway,
Yeah.
focus here, Alex. For now,
The
we'll talk about
Viscosity
lube in the wrap up chat. So
But I'm preparing for my turn.
Lyco,
Hey,
you're up first, buddy.
but I'm still mind controlled, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, we're just rolling on from last time.
Is that effect essentially permanent unless I have a save to end it?
Yeah.
That's ludicrously strong. Okay. I'm kind of limited in my options then. I don't think I can really move away from him because I'm supposed to protect him.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you want to
Uh,
interpret that, I suppose. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one because really.
I mean, keep in mind things you would have witnessed though is the Captain Admiral fighting Emma O as well. That is at least actively happening,
Yeah.
and we're just shooting. Yeah, you were. You were zapped.
Zippity zapped for like almost 100 damage. That was
Yeah, it
spooky.
was just quite disgusting, actually, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
I believe I had drawn my sniper rifle. Am I correct in saying that?
Sure. I don't think you actually did, but sure, you can just have done that.
Oh, sorry.
I think the last I remember from your character was you'd retracted one of your blades. So I think you had one blade out, and I think you had a gun in your hand, because I think your plan was when you broke your mind control, you were just going to shoot him.
Yeah, it probably was that. It may be that I've only withdrawn the one then, but I can therefore withdraw the other as a quick action and draw my gun as a move action, or as part of a move action rather.
Yeah. I'll delete this from the turn order.
So I will use my move action to do just that. and my quick action also to do what I stated there. And I think I'm going to try. I can presumably go through his space. Is that correct?
Technically, yes.
Right. So I could attempt to take cover somewhere here or here.
I mean, I'd like to cover that tree that's just next to the elevator if you want, either side of it, to be honest.
That being the case, what Leica will do is he'll go there, he'll prepare his gun, and then he will, as he unsling it as he runs, and he will attempt somewhat, not reluctantly, of course it's reluctantly, that's a bit redundant, somewhat pointlessly, I dare say, I'm going to try and
Remember, you need to do some rolls when you start your turn, buddy, as well, because you started in his aura.
Oh, yes, sorry. What did you roll again?
That's okay, I'll just double
save.
check.
Wisdom save and 2d6 if you pass.
Is that a pass?
Will save is what I meant.
Let's have a look. Let's see what the ability was called. Okay, so it says
23 or something.
aura.
Oh god, I'm going to lose int and wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a 25. I think if I remember right, or is it a 20? I can't remember.
It's a 23.
I have +2 to that,
23,
but I
yeah.
think because I'm affected by it, that cancels out, so it would just be the numbers I stated. In which case, yep, I'm affected.
Right. So
Welcome to the fucking dumb squad.
right. So before you roll anything else, now Nico did this one particular way where we rolled one dice to apply to both stats. So on a failure, the creature takes 1d4 intelligence and wisdom damage. Because I think the reason we did it that way is because it doesn't state on a failure it takes 1d4 intelligence and 1d4 wisdom damage. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
I don't think it matters how you roll it, so long as you announce in advance which convention you're using.
Yeah. So do you want to stick with Nico's one, or do you want to do it individually? I'm really not fussed.
I'll roll the one, so it's
Okay.
d4.
Yep, a d4.
You probably should. I just didn't care about the two stats.
There we go,
Like-
1.
And
So I lose 1 wisdom and 1 int.
yep, just obviously track what you have normally, and then track that you're down. And it's not the mod; it's the bigger number, obviously.
Yeah.
So just make sure you've got notes of what you're losing for negative levels versus what you should be at normally.
You can put just minus the number in the pen part of your ability scores in your character sheet, and it does it for you.
And does that stay there so it tracks? Yeah.
Yeah, it tracks you. Yeah. 'Cause my
Okay, I'm going to
intelligence
do
is
that
-1,
then,
my
just
wisdom
for...
is 2.
As long as you are tracking it in some way, that's fine by me. Okay. Oh, hello.
Okay, that's upsetting, but there you go. Did I take any damage in addition to that?
Yep, you take your 2d6 damage as normal, and they're sickened until the beginning of your next turn.
God, this guy sucks. Anyway,
Yeah, fuck that earlier on. That would have been a dick
right.
earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's not ideal, but there you go.
Mhm.
I don't know that there's anything I can do now, so that will be me done.
Well, you've still got your whole turn, do you not? So.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah,
Oh,
after
so
I was going to attempt
go-
my action. I've used my movement. My action was going to be. I was going to make a stealth attempt with cover, and I know she could sort of brain sense me, but I'm figuring with cloaking plus cover,
Right, you can roll, yeah.
I can at least give it a shot. It's a 32.
Okay, onward, okay. 30 seconds. I'll just double check. Okay, interesting. So, that you?
That is me.
Okie dokie. And cloaking ticks down, and we're back to Zig.
Okie dokie, let's get this out of the way.
Okie dokie.
Okie
Not
dokie.
that I can fail.
So 2d6 damage and sickened, I think, is the
Yes.
success.
Okay. It's whatever that was.
Sickened early on is such a fucking horrible. Like, I know this stage, like, it's not the biggest issue for you guys, but
it's
like,
not a pretty big bad
yeah.
thing
It's
for
still a
like
pain.
intelligence-based
Mhm.
people. It'd probably
Yeah.
absolutely suck for fucking Zig if you actually got hurt by it. But
oh, I don't mean the like Zig can't fail the save
Oh,
to
right,
take
second,
that. I just mean
second,
seconds to minus
I'm
2 to
okay with
be
it, second,
almost everything.
Yeah,
Just,
no, it is pretty
yeah,
nightmare.
that would
Yeah.
basically be because like never hit that dragon man when we were fighting him,
Mhm.
like which would suck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Granted, we barely did hit him, but
Like, there's
It's
definitely
besides the
like Paizo definitely doesn't want you to cheese a fight on the things with higher challenge ratings, does it? Like D&D is happy to let you do sometimes.
I reckon. Hold on, let me do a measuring.
I suppose on the plus side, there's no like concentration saves or anything like that in this, so.
I think I'm a bit sick of being sick.
Mhm.
Would you say you're so sick of being tired, and so tired of being sick?
Or Flyleaf, I'm so sick. Which is also a very good song.
And I guess, seeing as the captain is in
I'm
MO
insulted you
space-
didn't use my portal. I'm insulted.
Well, I was like, I'm gonna head over. I was like, oh,
You probably don't know how to
captain,
fucking walk.
And then,
We've seen them before
and
though,
then
so.
realized,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, I just realized that I don't really fancy being like right next to MO.
Oh, I don't either. I'm leaving. I'm fucking out of here, man. She's getting the zombie treatment.
And I guess, what's the range on this? Hold on. That's close.
It's my range again.
What's my range again? What's my range again?
Oh, I'll do a loser.
Just like the lovely foliage near the captain as well. That's covering up a camp that I didn't want on this map.
Get rid of that structure.
I added that foliage. Yep. You can actually see the barrels through the gaps.
Oh, yeah, I can see it, like just between the
Like here. Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
But there's like tents and stuff all under here that I hid.
I think I'm gonna just attempt to mind thrust MO.
Okay.
Do it.
Because
Kill this bitch.
I was like, oh, I'm not in range, but I forget that my range goes up for like every level. I've got range like infinite. So I'll do a not so angry mind thrust and like a medium mind thrust.
Okay.
Medium mind thrust. Give him the good
Medium
number.
mind thrust. So
That's
it's a
some
will save.
nice damage. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's a good number. It's a strong number.
It's probably saved though. So it's on a 24. Right. thingy.
2 seconds. I'll.
On my list. First my 4.
Right, I need to remind myself of how this works. Okay. Would you say that this is a... Let's see.
Death effect.
No, definitely not.
Poison effect.
Would you say this
Mind
is...
affecting effect.
Would you say this is an ability that you're using with your mind that makes direct contact, such as things like mind link and detect thoughts?
I guess. Let me just read.
Because what's the damage type?
So what the
that you're
thing is,
doing?
you're overloading their mind with a glut of psychic information. So I
Right,
guess
so-
technically,
So
yes.
it is. Okay, that's fine. So long
Yes.
as I can deal with it, that's fine. Okay, cool. Right, so I need to make a save. That's a will save, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do that, hopefully. I think
Just.
Just
yeah, I was gonna say,
bang on, yeah.
literally.
Just.
Didn't I do that
Well-
last time when I had to make a save for, like, was it Edgar? I think I just landed
Yeah, it
it
was
as well.
bang on as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That, whew,
Hang
clutch,
on.
clutch saving.
So that's like
I now
whatever
need
that is,
you
30
to
something.
make a will save, and it's a DC 24 as well.
A DC 24.
Yep.
Oh, I could maybe fail it. I roll a 1.
Hey! Right, so can you
Yay.
roll 4d8 plus 8?
40 plus 8.
Okay,
Okay.
you take half of that, and you can round down. And that is psychic damage, if it matters.
Actually,
I just assume it would for
I'll do
you,
some reading.
but yeah. So I'll leave that with you, but that's you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure, I had a thing.
And that's just the joy that is Searing Mind, which is cool.
Ah, yes. Lovely.
Yep. So as you like reach out with your mind thrust, you push in, you know, the psychic pain or the glut of psychic information. Again, sun facts galore probably.
Yeah.
You feel the burning of the sun hit you in a very unpleasant way as the psychic feedback does some damage, or maybe not much, depending on if you do actually have like damage resistance or something to psychic.
No, I don't. It was something else.
Okay, so it's
That's okay.
so it's like 13 damage that you're taking. So
Yeah.
yep. Okay. I'll also then actually take the damage it was supposed to. Alright, so is it half I need to take on a save?
Yeah, so that's like 30 something.
2 seconds. Can I attempt to save through to half the damage perfectly? So yeah, what is that? 34? It'll be right.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be 34 if you're rounding down.
Yep. Makes sense to round down. So is that you, bud?
I guess so. I think so.
Yeah. Right. And there's turn. Where are we here? Okay. Zora.
Hello and welcome. Right.
Thought you were just going to do your intro again from scratch. Hello and welcome, it's Nico.
Right, let me quickly see how this works.
Yes, please do.
I'm swapping attunement, and I can do that now, but it's somewhere in here. Somewhere in this fucking... No.
For example, you can switch from being fully attuned
Right,
to
one resolve.
to being fully
One resolve.
attuned. Cool.
Right, cool. So I'm spending a resolve point.
There you go. That was surprisingly easy to fit.
Blank. Yeah. Swap to photon,
Oh.
because why the hell not?
Oh.
Free.
Do you see all the scales of the lizard start to grow? Or glow even? Grow would be weird.
I just got a supernova. Why not?
Okay. Okay. I think we established you can't attack through your portals, because I think we established it'd be a headache if you could, right? Because, yeah.
Yeah. As much as it would be fun, it'd be a pain in the arse.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so who is targeted by this? And then you just have created exhaust ports over here. So, which I don't hate the idea of, but I think we agreed before. Can't.
I can fire my supernova 30 feet anyway, even if that was the case. Like,
Plus,
I can fire
your
that
sunbolt
30
thing's like fucking a bazillion feet anyway, so.
I was actually just going to step through the portal and fire sunbolt, but I was like, I may as well just fucking supernova first.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Why not?
Okay, so what do I need to do in this scenario?
Reflex save DC 26, and then if you save it, half damage.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. So, reflex save, push the button.
Oops, gets it. 35 damage.
Whew.
35 fire. So.
Okay. Cool. Not a happy bunny.
For my move action, I will step through my portal.
Okay,
Right.
just before you do, I'll take my free attack on you. I assume that works. I assume you, like, because you are
I'm actually
technically,
going to read it.
like,
Because the movement that I did was within a threat range, and then I just was out of a threat range instantly. Like, so I don't know. I'm assuming it does, though. We'll see. Let me see. I'll go and read.
yeah, have a quick read.
Just in case it says
yeah.
it doesn't call attacks of opportunity or some crap like that.
What I'll also do is I'll just do a melee attack in the chat so it's at least done, and then we'll let that play out as it is.
I could probably guarded step through it as well, but we'll see. It's maybe actually what I should have done as guarded step, but I'll let her hit me.
Does it not like read the ability? Does it not state?
Each one holds feet across.
And if need be, if you could have guarded stepped, I don't mind if you just want to, and in that way, it's at least sorted.
I think it. And I don't think it says anything about it, so
Okay.
I'm assuming no.
Okay.
Usually would say.
Yeah, I think it is just that you're. Travel. Unless there's something within the term, this is considered extra dimensional travel, which might only matter if you're. Actually, I don't actually know when that would matter at all, other than something not allowing you to extra dimensional travel. That's okay. Could you have legally guarded stepped?
Yeah, it's just a move action to move 5 feet. I just use up my move action instead of using my full move. I move 5 feet.
But to move 5 feet, you'd have got into the portal, so you'd have existed. Like still like, here and here. Right? Wouldn't you need 10?
Swing away. Swing away. I really don't mind. I'm cool with it.
Or does the 5 feet from here put you to there? Is that how it's meant to work? Because if that's how it's meant to work, I think you can get there without her doing anything, if it's a guarded step. And I'd rather we got this right, because, damage is damage. Because it's not in that square, right? It's on the line between them, right?
Entering a wormhole instantly transports a creature to a square adjacent to the other wormhole. So yeah, I think as soon as I enter that, it transports me to a square adjacent to another wormhole.
Specifically though, you're on the line. You're not. The portal isn't in that square. It's on the line between these two squares, right?
Yeah, true.
So yeah, no, I think if you guarded step, you do go from this square that you started in to there. So that's fine. You can do that. Yeah. So you can ignore that melee attack. That's fine. That makes sense to me, at least that part. So we'll go with that. Okay. So you've moved there. Anything else I need to?
No, nothing else to do.
That's okay. Look at us attempting to get the rules right. Okay.
The zombie cheese has begun.
Rules.
Basically, did the same thing I done to the zombie. Walk away.
That's fine.
It's so cheesy, man. I love that.
That's what they're for. That's their for.
What was that, like 85 feet between you two now? Something like
that? Let's see. Something like that, yeah. Ruler. It's probably not going to be accurate, no.
I think it's something like 80 or 85, because I measured those two squares, I think those were about 85.
80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 100, 5, 10, 15, 115.
Why don't I see your ruler?
Because would the ruler be accurate? Go count by square, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, but we're not counting bollocks like 1.5 for diagonals, even though we're supposed to. We know it's just still 5 feet.
There's an optional rule to say fuck that. So I'm using that rule, and we have used that rule forever, because fuck that. Every second diagonal is 10 feet instead of 5? No?
Yeah, forget that. Yeah.
Anyone watching, by the way, that wants to play that way, first of all, play the game you and your table are happy to play. Second of all, you're wrong, and why would you do that to yourself?
You're adding more numbers to a numbers game. No, it's not necessary.
I don't know, I get the feeling if you're already playing Starfinder.
You say that,
probably
look at
I just mean that I feel like we're in the wrong.
Yeah, we are. We know that though, but we're still here.
Yes.
Making a statement. We're the wrong people being in the wrong place, complaining about
this game is now an artistic statement on on big business being involved in RPGs.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Anyway, what the fuck was I doing? I was attacking Nico. I think that's what I was gonna do. So I'm just gonna full attack you from where I am. Bam! Enjoy weird light attack.
The fool.
So 41 and a 31 to hit.
I think the 41 hits. 31 doesn't.
What's your EAC?
Let me see. I think I'm 32 or 33. if I remember right.
Hello, Sire in the chat.
Loading
Welcome to the
characters.
chat.
There we go. Where cat? 31 actually, so she just gets me. Oh, interesting. So double hit.
Right, so
I'm sitting at.
what's your fire resist? Nothing at the
My
moment, or
fire
Gav?
resist is 21 at the
You
moment.
still haven't put your armor on, right?
I know.
It's
I'll do
okay.
that next time,
It's
21
okay.
at the
So
moment.
I'm tracking it in my head
Yeah.
as well. Right. Okay. Okay. So
21 at the moment. So I took.
So do 34 minus
13
whatever the damage
and
reduction
20.
is. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
So cool.
It's something I think I wish D&D had more of, is actual damage reduction, because it's something that's just cool to have as a character. The only thing that I think that gives shit is like that one feat that lets you take 3 off, like bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, like heavy armor master or something. One of those ones.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 is such a fucking awkward number.
Yeah, that's one of the things about them.
It should have just said level.
Reduce the maths. But
See if it just said it takes your half your level rounded up. Even that is better than just 3.
I think if they redid it, they probably do it by proficiency bonus, like they're doing in most of the classes they're revisiting.
That's still garbage though, because it caps at 6. It's still garbage. It's not still better than the feat, but it's still garbage. It should just be better, right? Why not?
Yeah.
So, considering Magic Initiate gives any class the ability to become a healer, right? Like, aye. Or just give them Guiding Bolt, which makes any range problems gone.
They can make it like double your proficiency bonus or something. I just think they probably proc it off proficiency, because that's what they're doing these days.
The only thing is, like, double proficiency at level 1 would be busted. So.
What 2 damage off?
Well, no, because if it was double your proficiency bonus, your proficiency, so it'd be 4 at level 1.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe that isn't that busted actually. Maybe that's not that bad. Maybe that'd be fine.
The only way to get that level 1 would be to go.
Yeah, so because a lot of the Tasha stuff gives you double proficiency bonus stuff, so that would be fine. I think just double your proficiency bonus, because I know that's how some of the dice work.
The only way to go is Essex.
Okay,
I actually do not care about damage of an enemy.
What? You just went.
Just checked out.
I can use my heal 3 times, like now for like rest and shit. I didn't even realise that because it's a photon skill. That's amazing.
Excellent.
Sorry.
No, I'm done with her actually, so I don't know why I'm still like lingering there. So it's weird. She did a full attack, so just lots of sparky lightning.
It's 3 times my Solarian level, my heal now. So it's just a flat 60 heal all the time.
Pretty fucking good. That's essentially like the D&D heal spell now, which is so good. It's just like, have health.
It's quite nice.
I was asked recently to help somebody design a gift for a cleric player in one of their games. And it says, how about you give them like a cool ass move, like, I don't know, Divine Martyr, where they can just go into the dying condition, but they can just redistribute their health within like a certain range to anyone.
That's nifty.
I thought it was quite a cool idea, yeah. So it doesn't, like, whatever they had on them, they have to hand out, essentially. Which is kind of cool. But then, because obviously dying isn't that big a deal, especially if you've got cheeky stuff like that amulet of just stabilize automatically. So that isn't the worst. I hope.
I'm assuming if it says hit points, it's 4 hit points and not stamina.
Correct. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So I was just having a look at my blast weapon, but blast isn't really.
Like, very little gives you stamina back. Very little, as far as I know. Like, I actually don't even know if anything gives you stamina back other than your actual resting.
I'm sure there's maybe like one class out there that's probably maybe a bit or something like that.
Stamina-mancer? Yeah.
Latinize
So,
that
sorry, Stammer-mancer is what Colin was.
Stammer-man, yeah, because of the way
Stamina-mancer. Stamina. It's alright, yeah. We got there. Yeah, Blast isn't really doing too much for you here, unfortunately, weird. Although, is it forcing a save versus...
It doesn't, no, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
No, what it does is it needs to roll to hit with a penalty against everyone, so it's the opposite.
Right, but it's an attempt at rolling, a bit like a full attack idea, in a way. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm just going to shoot with my cannon.
Okay.
My rail cannon.
Okay.
At the big white one.
Yep.
36.
The big white one?
You heard him. Where are we here? Let's see. What's that? 36? It might have landed a shot. Is that EAC or CAC?
That'd be CAC.
It hits. You'll be happy to know.
Cool, 35 piercing damage.
Okay. Does anyone
Ooh.
remember what the advanced immunities gave them? No, we're good. No, it's fine. I actually do. I have it right in front of me. I asked this last time and I had it right in front of me last time, so.
I think I put it in the rules.
You did indeed. I was literally staring at the page.
In the rules-based rules, yeah.
Yep. Right, okay.
Perfect.
And I'm pretty sure that just literally shreds her to bits. I don't think there's very much she's got that can mitigate just rail cannon.
I did assume that, yeah. I took a look at her and I weighed up my options between my plasma ray, my coolant sprayer, and my rail cannon. I figured she looks like she's probably got some elemental resistances, but not the big slug of metal resistance.
Yeah. Sometimes gun is superior, you know?
I cast gun.
Yep. Nice. Fucking
that is my turn.
coming off your shoulder. Yep.
Whereas the Stamina Mancer casts run. Actually, that doesn't work in this game where stamina has nothing to do with running. If it were a Nintendo game, that would be brilliant.
Be cool if you could use it that way, like it was just like an extra resource for a bunch of things, right? Like it was damage reduction and
that would be very cool, yeah.
Like maybe you spent that instead of getting like flat-footed with the stupid 4 times movement rules. Maybe you just had to take it off your stamina bar in blocks of 5 for how much more you wanted to move. That would be cool.
Yeah, but they put
because it would force you to sort of, am I, as a tank, do I want to sacrifice my stamina to get myself into position to protect my squishies? Or do I want to be able to take more of a hit?
I like that.
So actually be interesting.
Take note, Paizo.
On the other hand, you could argue, since
cool,
stamina is basically health, that it would sort of just be making everyone a blood mage.
I mean, not really.
And the blood mage would be special by them being able to use health when you run out of stamina. Those things.
Yeah.
I have totally not played around with this idea for my game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, like health-based casting is definitely something I have about 4 different conflicting ideas about. Yep, because it's such a cool idea, but it's also such a short-lived idea for the player. Okay. Weird, is that you, bud?
Yeah, I'm just double checking how much my force field. Oh, cool, my force field heals. Is that cool? Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Lyco.
It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know that I have much choice but to do it. I'm gonna aim.
Yep.
And as a result of aiming, I will gain +1 to the following roll that I'm about to make. At her. Sorry, I'm mind controlled. That's the worst roll I could have made. It's a 24.
It doesn't hit. You'll be surprised to know.
Actually, in fact, because it's my
And that one? Oh, that's a nat one. Holy shit.
Yep, that's a
unfortunate.
natural one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
I have achieved nothing.
On the plus side, though, that's
better.
probably tactically quite good for Lyco long term.
Yeah, maybe there's some level in which he's, maybe not quite committing 100% to the shot. Who knows? Anyway.
It's like, oh no, I'll defend you. Bang, I missed. You.
It's
Zig.
a me.
Okay. Oh. Really annoying. I've literally just this whole time I've been sat scrolling through my character sheet. There's so many things I can do, but most of them are bad.
Nico, how long do your wormholes last for again? Was it just too long for me to care tracking, or was it?
3 or 4 turns. Let me see. There might be one more turn in them, I think. I clicked it somewhere near here. There it is.
Keep going, Zig, as well, sorry.
Yeah, so I think because that little mind thing hurt quite a bit. doesn't want to
one
do
round
that.
for every 2 Solarian levels I've got, so it's actually 10 rounds.
So I think he's going to not do that and shield the captain because I'm at a loss. So yeah, I'm going to cast Shield Other on the captain.
Does that have fallen off from last time, or?
Oh, did I do it last time?
You've already cast it on the captain, yeah.
Oh, did I? Okay, I'm not going to do that on the captain then. I'll cast.
Well, here's see it fell off.
So, in theory, right, this spell wards domestic connection, and some of its wounds are transferred to you. The spell costs a resolve point to cast. The target takes only half damage from all wounds and attacks. Hit point. That deal hit point damage.
I did do it, yeah.
That deal hit point damage, and you take. Okay, so you never took hit point damage, did you?
Nah, no.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so it's only when you take hit point damage, right? Okay.
Okay.
Stamina points.
maybe
So
I'll
it,
cast
If I
Reflecting
took
Armor
hit point damage, I'd have been up, that damage would be a bit more. I would have just been shrugging it.
yeah. Take half damage before you're. If you still have stamina. Okay, so this is talking about like the way you take it as well. Blah, 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 blah. So it's only if the captain takes hit point damage, from what I'm reading, will it go to you, and your stamina does count towards the. That's cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've already done that then. I'll just Reflecting Armor myself because.
Okay.
If I heal myself, do I heal him? I know it doesn't work.
Sadly not. If only though. Doesn't need it. He's got crazy healing powers anyway.
It's true, but I
Yeah,
want
it's
to give, man. I'm going to look, medkit, I've learned something. Look. It's like an excited puppy dog.
Actually, no one's like for all of those things. We haven't quite got to the point where we're taking hit. But if we do, it's good to.
I mean, Edgar is damaged. Can I heal him?
I think Zig's still confused
Beams of light.
about what's going on.
Okay.
You should get that tattooed in his forehead. Not confused about what's going on, I meant damaged. But you could also, Zig could get like confused about what's going on tattooed in his forehead.
That you, Zig?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Zig's just gonna stay put and watch as things develop. I'm gonna pip myself.
Put him back in.
It's back in Edgar mode.
Let's go with that.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. And okay, Lyco, that effect wears off.
The sickness effect.
No, the impulse, shall we say, to defend Edgar.
The mind
You
control.
mind affecting effect.
Yes. The mind affecting
Okay.
effect affects your mind less.
Affects my mind less or just not?
And less enough to be not.
Okay.
And Zora.
Okay.
You're going to debate if it was your turn or not? Was that what's going to happen?
Nah, I was just debating on what I want to do.
What is the nature of a turn?
Also, we'll make it that your wormholes like tick another twice after Lyco's cloaking breaks, if that makes sense, because I think that's about 10 rounds when you appeared, right? I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take. I think that's... If you can find the exact number, I don't mind going with the exact, but if it is 10 rounds, I think it's roughly about that. So.
Okay. Right. Spend a resolve point to fully attune.
Isn't it nice to like just burn that though? Like just...
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Fully attune. Also activate my armor. Photon.
Feel your little mote of dark energy around you, yep. Mind effects are affecting minds, and now the effect on the minds is no longer effective. Correct, Byron.
I'll just get a wee cheeky fucking sunbolt again.
Capri Sunbolt, yeah.
Yep.
Sunbolt, where is it? Too many spells now, man.
Solarian's kind of sorcerer-esque, isn't it, a little bit? Because it reminds me of 13th Age Sorcerer, where you had to like gather power to like up your spells a little.
Yeah. But it's probably it's definitely more magey than monkey. It's a bad roll.
Oh, it misses. So right.
+2, 28.
It's a 1-year-old.
It's definitely more Warring States.
Oh, right,
I
yeah.
would say.
God damn.
Yeah. I should get anything that lets you reroll, but yep, a 1's always a miss, a 20's always a hit.
No reroll. No reroll.
No problemos. Streaks past her. Yep.
And that's my turn.
Okay. I'll think we know what's coming. So let's see. This is probably going to be against I might have to roll for this one because there's 2 major threats to her right now. So let's just go, in fact, we'll make it a bit more fair. So we'll do a d4, right? So Nico, you're going to be 1 and 2, right? Zig is 3, Weird is 4. Let's see, /r1d4.
Zigu.
Okay.
What was that? I can't remember.
It's Zig. Yeah, so because you were 1 and 2, Zig was 3, Weird was 4. I generally try and go from like left to right if I can, generally. So Zig, this is for you, buddy.
What?
Oh, I should probably look at one.
It's Eak of it.
Yeah, okay, well, it's probably definitely going to hit. Yeah.
Okay. So it's.
I think she would smash a fucking weird with that one.
That's why I was like, the 3 of you are active targets. Like Lyko missed her, and obviously there's a lot going on in that, and he's also like hiding in the bush.
He's hiding as well. We can see him all.
Whereas you've been obviously trying to sunbolt her and teleport around and actively, and you were the first to actively antagonize her. Zig actually did damage with like his mind thrust and weird rail cannoned her, and I'm like, yeah, I can't ignore the fact that those have happened. Like it's. The 1 and 2 was for bitterness. For Zora.
yeah. That's fine. I fought her multiple times.
Yeah.
She's probably not happy about it. Like,
you don't like to be as.
I've been in her face. Like fucking.
Yeah. And I like to be transparent about aggro and stuff like that because it is a.
Nah, I understood it. I understood why I was like half of the threat. I do understand why I've been more aggro than everybody else, really.
It is tricky though when you're trying to like deal with that because very little. I genuinely don't think I've ever read a book that tells you how to roleplay or GM like that has taught you how to do aggro in a game.
Even if everybody done damage, like I've been in her face.
Well, there's one called The Monsters Know What They're Doing. I've never read it, but
I
I've heard good
was going to
things.
say that. Yes.
There's a sequel.
That's the one
I think as well. I can't remember what it's called.
There is. It's something similarly quirky.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that so contemptuously.
Yeah.
I've not read the book. It might be excellent.
I hear good things about it, so I do need to give it a read at some point.
There's a website of it as well,
right, okay.
So you can read a bunch of his stuff for free online.
Nice.
And he wrote another book about a short PDF book about playstyles and the roles that the different classes fill in combat. That they can fill. Kind of taking a.
Because it's something 13th Age did really well, where every enemy that you get has a type. So you get like wreckers, like bruisers, like casters, etc. Very interesting terminologies, and it tells you what the job of that is and why you.
So
want
he
to mix
used
and match
those terms to describe classes, and it's really helpful to explain to new players what different classes are. So yeah, I've got a copy of that PDF, and I really recommend it.
Nice,
myself. I've been wanting a physical copy of the Monsters Know What They're Doing.
Because it's popped up a lot of times when I've been looking online for stuff. But anyway, we're
going to the guy's blog is handy for looking at particularly when you've got multiple different types of things.
Also, Siren has your number, Zora. Like Zora has become Pokemon. He uses Solar Beam. Like it's
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a Pokemon.
Yep.
You're right.
A very decorated war hero Pokemon.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, where are we at? So that was Emma O's full turn. You took your damage tick?
Yeah, I've taken that.
Cool. Do you reduce fire damage yet?
No.
Okay, cool.
I can channel fire damage into doing damage myself.
Right.
In my turn.
Okay, cool.
Which is nice.
Pretty cool.
It's fancy. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Do you want me to hit you fire damage?
I
I mean, I
Throw
can.
fire at me, that's it.
I can supernova you, man.
There's been
They
worse
were up
plans,
with that.
I
It's like a
suppose.
constellation blast. I'll just cheese like 3 constellation blasts around you, man. Like fucking. Like...
Some may call him a legendary Pokemon. Nice. Nice. I like it.
Just fire you up.
Okay. So what's happening, Weird? It's your go.
Like I hasn't communicated anything with us yet, has he?
I obviously only a few seconds sort of have passed, so I don't. Out of character, obviously, should Lyko be fully aware now and be able to express this mentally? Because if so, then he's absolutely going to do it. It might take him a couple of seconds.
I just assumed we were waiting until your turn, basically, to find it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
That's
do,
what I
but
would do.
since Alex has asked, it does make sense that, you know, there is. I know the turns are sort of simultaneously and sort of not, but yeah, I mean, does it make sense for people that I would have already realised this before my turn?
I would say like it only happened this turn, right? Like this kind of like round. So I'd say let's wait for you to hit your turn, then you can inform everybody freely, because that's at least a neater way to do that. Yeah.
That's what I'd like to hear. I rail cannon.
Yep.
Great.
Nicely done, isn't it? So first of all, can we all take a moment, right, to actually give Alex some much due attention at the fact that his character is landing shots instead of just being a collateral damage machine.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. I'm liking it.
2 turns in a row. Well, I'm just gonna. There you go, buddy. This is for you. It only took us 3 years, but
not even condescending, to be
no,
honest.
like legit,
like, it sounds
very
condescending
proud.
almost, but it's a good moment.
I just remember that dragon fight and just missing every turn, and me thinking it was so, like, yeah, there was so many things against you guys in that fight just from like her judgment calls, and it wasn't even like you were like not on the ball or anything. It was just misreading certain things, and it was like, oh, this is terrible. So it's nice to actually see somebody with, you know, cannons built into them land hits. So here's to you, buddy.
Thank you.
And that crit is so nice as well.
Oh yes.
Can you add all that for me? Because I don't want to add it.
So yeah, that's 71 piercing damage, plus 2d4 bleed.
Yeah.
Which I need to check how long that lasts.
Don't worry, the bleeding won't work, so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, she's immune to all that bollocks.
So 71 piercing damage as the rail cannon fires through her.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that would have almost got through my shield.
Yeah. It doesn't pass without notice on her part. There's definitely some kind of like weird crystalline screaming noise as it like shatters through what sounds like a kind of glass. So enjoy those noises in your head if you can.
Yep, I'm going to just quickly double check that I have calibrated my defenses towards her. Yes.
If that needs to be done every single time, it was done last session.
It doesn't need to.
Yeah, cool. It was done last session because you did say that was one of the first things that you did.
Yeah. Well, I need to upgrade it because I haven't actually set the mod to what it's supposed to be. +3 now.
Nice. Anything else from you, bud?
That is everything.
Okay. Fucking railgun. Now we're back to a new round. Lyko.
Firstly, I'm going to think to everyone, son of a bitch mind controlled me. Edgar's a problem. and then I'm going to attempt to do something
I look
that
down
I
at my rail cannon.
probably have done before and also will do again. I will try and actually use the snipe move.
Nice.
So this requires a little bit of weirdness in that in order to attempt it, I have to know if I've succeeded in my stealth. I still have cloaking for a bit. I'm in partial
Who are you trying to snipe
cover.
from? Like, who are you trying to snipe?
You know.
Alright, so you're trying to snipe him. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm a bit sneaky. I'm behind him. You know, I figure I can do it.
3
You
seconds.
want me to stealth roll?
No, like... I
need to be hiding.
was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say, you'll need to do a hiding, like, action or whatever that actually comes under, because you'll need to do something because you've already shot since being there. Since your last hiding roll. So yeah, you would need to do that.
Well, because I've got the cloaking, I can just stand still to hide.
Yeah. But if that's the case, then you're
right.
not hiding from him.
Okay, but yeah.
Like that's like just as a standard thing. Like if you are not actively gonna try and like physically hide yourself, your cloaking isn't doing anything. Because remember earlier on you cast that spell.
Yeah, I would be.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be trying to hide. I mean, that's.
Yep, but you need to do an action to hide, do you not?
Yes, that's part of sniping.
Okay, if it's all part of the sniping thing, yeah, but you'd still need to roll something to.
So sniping is if you have successfully used the stealth to hide a creature. So I would use my stealth roll to hide from him.
Okay, but isn't that in itself an action? So
yes.
So can you
do
both?
But sniping is possible, so you're allowed to do both. Because if you weren't, there wouldn't be a rule for it.
But what I mean is, you could take one turn to hide, and then the next turn you snipe, right? Is what I'm saying. So I don't know if it is. It doesn't sound to me like it's an all-in-one package there.
Make a ranged.
So
if you've already successfully used stealth to hide from a creature that's at least 10 feet away, you can briefly pop out of cover or concealment, make a single attack. Ranged
so
attack
what is hiding?
That.
Stealth and hide.
As you re-enter cover or concealment, you attempt to stealth. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm misreading that.
It definitely doesn't say like, you know, as part of this you can do this.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. I'm just gonna shoot him.
Okay.
And now more madness ensues.
Yeah.
Oh, we're shooting. What are we shooting? Is ammo a problem?
Does it hit?
Let me find out. Are you any penalties for being close to them
Am I
with
second
a rifle?
at the moment?
No, you shouldn't be, because you never started your turn.
Then I aiming. I didn't state that, but that was what my move action was. And if you want to count it, it's not named because I didn't see beforehand. I would understand that.
That's fine. You can evade.
But I should have a +1 to that if I was aiming, and other than that, no additional penalties.
That's fine. You can definitely have been aiming. I'm not too fussed about that. It's fine by me.
It's a specific thing with the way sniper rifles work, and also the way that my fusion works.
So you don't have any penalties for shooting within a certain range for a sniper rifle? No?
Nope.
Cool. Perfect. Let me just double check. This is KAC, is it? Because it's a...
Yes,
yep.
it is.
And what am I looking for? 27... No. So what was the final number?
Be 28.
Yep. Nope.
That's pretty bad considering the proximity, but you know what? It happens.
And luckily you don't shoot Zig.
Oh, good. That would be upsetting.
To be fair, it's this guy that I always worry about, like, in that dragon fight, like, how much of the vault was left behind the dragon? Right?
Just fucking plasma got it.
Yeah.
Like,
just melted wall.
But yeah, I will not be able to do anything else, really. I think what I would probably do is continue to say something like, because I think she can hear me. I'll probably just say some words that are obviously addressed to my group, but maybe intended to calm her down slightly. So something like, how would I
was going to say, so keep it relatively brief, because you've already
psychically
spoke, but it's still 6 seconds roughly, so you can still cram in a bunch.
So it's like, she's pissed off at us right now, but I didn't really... Edgar's a target, but beware, he can...
So is it psychically again to your group?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think he sort of trails off after that, because he's already mentioned the mind control thing, and he's maybe not super comfortable with it.
Cool. Right, you. I still love that you're doing all this while, like, predatory shimmery. That's still cool.
It is!
cool.
Zig?
Okay, Zig's a bit annoyed. Is a bit pissed off at Edgar. That's uncalled for.
Yeah, you'd never do such a thing.
Fine. So,
also for those of you that have described yourselves as looking at Edgar, like he has been crouched down with his suitcase.
Yeah, he's getting his bomb ready, I think.
Right, I am going to. Quick question.
Yes, Beyonce.
I know it's unlikely, but can we see the stars?
Yeah, this is open to the sky, so.
Cool. Can we see the stars?
I love that you're asking that.
It's daylight, so the answer is probably no.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, like.
Oh my God, you're Drusilla.
It's my two qualifiers if I'm outside and can see the stars.
I mean,
so okay, if it's daytime, that's fine. I'm still.
Is it a cloudy day? Because
so that's the thing. Like, I think like as normal rulings, you can't see stars during the day unless you're staring at the sun.
True.
I don't.
You can
think
see a star.
Yeah, but it does say stars.
It's plural. It does say
if I need to do that,
can we be in like a binary like system?
I think we don't want that because then you would have two different zigs again.
True. Actually, let's not do that. Actually,
This might not be coded in particularly well, so I'll probably just have to type.
Okay, my abilities came in as blue boxes, if you remember
We
rightly.
don't.
Okie dokie.
We don't have binary systems anymore. They were considered non-inclusive.
Ignore the second one.
None of that. We are fully inclusive.
Fucking meteor shower them.
Right, so
you monster.
I'm dropping a meteor shower on Edgar.
I didn't know you could do that, or maybe I did and forgot.
12d10 damage.
Did I know you could do that?
Well, it's 12d6 because I can't see.
I know, but if you can see the stars and shit, like, that's crazy.
So,
so
fucking hell! So I need to
reflex save.
So I need a cylinder.
Yeah. I mean, it's only for.
How? What's the? Oh my God! Right, 10 feet. That's shockingly narrow. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's really high though. Like 40 feet in this, like.
Let me find
something. To be fair, because I imagine that if a meteor is entering, it doesn't just enter above ground level. It comes from above.
Let's just dump this in for now. So
I'm also.
Nope. Let's deal with this just step by step. Yep. Let me find out exactly how many people are getting hit. So it is only a 10-foot radius. Yeah.
Yes.
That is not the worst.
I think everybody's safe. I think everybody's safe.
Everyone should be good.
So is that a 4x4? It looks like a 4x4. So where do you want to place that?
Right on top of Edgar.
Okay. That does include attacking an elevator.
And a bomb.
Yeah.
He can teleport. It's
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Who needs an elevator when you've got a televator?
Zig's, like acting on pure emotional, like, betrayal feelings.
So you tell me exactly where you want this placed, and I will place it, and I will deal with the consequences to you doing this based on where you place it. Keep in mind, the party might want to advise you of something.
Game him! One to the left of where it is right now. Game him! No, one to...
drop it. Watch as weird shrugs it off.
Shove it like right fucking here.
I was gonna say, like there-ish, so that he's, like, clipped in it, but weird isn't, obviously.
Yeah, up a wee bit, up 1 meter, up 1 meter. There we go, right there.
I'm not, does that count as it, I suppose?
It will, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, because it's the box. Ignore the circle part, it's the box.
Yeah.
Because circles don't exist in RP.
Game up.
Okay. Are you going to hit the bomb with this? Is that a problem?
No idea.
Probably.
We'll deal with that if we need to.
This is a terrible idea, but I don't know that I would know that you were doing it.
Until the meteor hits.
Yeah, like, how would I know? Like
40 feet in the sky and fucking a meteor
when
falls.
I see a meteor hurtling towards us, can I then go undo it? You know?
Yeah, because there's very little in the way of, like, casting. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It does it.
So resolve point, full
I've
action.
got to spend my resolve point.
Yep. bend away.
This is definitely a good idea.
Right, so meteors. So call in a ring of meteorites in a 10-foot radius vertical cylinder 40 feet high at a range of up to 200 feet. The meteors deal that damage that we've got above. And then, where are we? To every creature in the air, reflex save to half. And then...
I don't know why it's put 2 in there.
Yeah, I don't know why that is either, because the funny thing is, doesn't it say here every creature there?
I could understand if that
was. It's one set of because it says here. Yeah, it's because that's 2 sets of d12s, right? But it clearly says here it's d12 damage. Sorry, 12 d6 damage, and half of it is fire. The other half is bludgeoning. So
66 is fire and 66 is.
That's really weird.
I'll look at that later.
Do you want to just roll a new lot then? And we'll take that as the.
He's got.
And we'll have that be the damage.
Shall I roll 2 sets of d6 then?
No, just roll the thing and we'll just half it.
Okay.
The 12d6?
12d6.
That's very weird, that. Nice. So what's that? 23 of each?
Yes. Now, what I am going to do is channel in that fire energy to make half of that a quarter of the damage that I took earlier.
Okay.
I don't know what any of that meant. Let's go over it one more time.
I'll post the thing in the thing.
Nope, just tell me your version of it.
Okay, so
because you've taken fire damage in, so was you how are you?
I've taken fire damage in, so 1/4 of that fire damage I've taken can be added to any fire damage that I do.
Right. Okay. And how much did you take?
I took. It was something like 61, I think. Yeah, it was 61.
Okay.
So a quarter of that is.
So half of that's 30, half of that's 15.
15, yeah.
Okay. So it's 23 bludgeoning and then 23 plus 15 fire?
Yes.
Do you want
to... Like 38.
Okay. Dear Christ. This, I mean, to be fair, these are level 20. Like, if these weren't a wee bit complex at this level, it would be worrying.
That's a level 18 thing.
It is a nice
is
thing.
More horrifying.
It's because Star Shaman's one of the coolest classes.
It is one of the coolest classes.
Star Shaman!
It's so good. It's so good.
It's also probably a cartoon from the 80s.
Probably.
And if anyone's watching Zig, I think he's like down on one knee and he's like super tense and he's like, "You're a rage face on."
Oh my god, you're so shonen.
This is the most shonen I think he has been.
He's just going.
Can I like to imagine like your solar powers glow when you're using like big spells like this, because it is a Star Shaman power. Do you know what I mean? Right. I need to look at this. So it was 23 of that. I just can help. Oh, like I nearly did you damage there. Oofed.
Oh no! Don't.
I know, right? I'll leave this over here because I feel like we might need that again. So, where are we here? Right. So.
The other thing is, there doesn't seem to be like a limit on it until I run out of resolve points, I guess.
That does seem like a limit.
Yeah, it is a limit. I never thought of that.
But it's just like, there's be a limit.
There's no limit. Oh, wait, yeah, resolve points.
Yeah, except the limit. Yeah. 2 seconds, I've just done really bad maths there. I think it was that.
I know he has fire resistance or something like that, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I didn't do minuses properly. I was on cool. Perfect. That is fine. Yeah. So I guess like that area is fucked. 2 seconds.
I imagine so.
There should be a thing for this. Give me 2 seconds just to update his sheet.
I do like the idea of just dropping that, like, on a planet, like from space.
Drop it like it's
and hoping for the best. Although actually, 250 feet. Okay, maybe not.
Like I said, it's 250 feet away from you, and then it's within the cylinder, sadly.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. It's still a really cool spell. It isn't quite Final Fantasy's, Meteor Strike move, whatever that was called. I can't remember what that was called, but yeah, the one that was referenced briefly. And yeah, was it just Meteor?
Yeah,
Comet.
it's just Meteor. Comet, either or.
But it's still cool. I mean, here I've got a camp site that I can put in that looks pretty damagey.
Yeah, that kind of works.
You don't want to blow up your planet when you're summoning meteors, right?
I mean, to be fair, it's a good question. Like, if I can summon a meteor to a specific spot at a planet, why can't I just chuck one up?
Maybe maybe it's like a conjuration type thing.
Yeah, just like vanishes.
Are created 40 feet in the sky.
Maybe they've only got a travel permit.
Rain of fire on your warlock or blizzard on your mage, and you're like, that starts 16 feet in the air. I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Oh dear. Okay, so that happens. Edgar looks pretty fucked after that. The ground looks pretty fucked after that. Lyko and Weird probably have to do a mild double take at the fact that a meteor shower just happened. It's probably pretty violent since it's bludgeoning and fire damage, and it was kind of significant. So
blood fire.
Yeah, pretty fucking horrendous. But he's holding it together. He doesn't look great though, not at all. But he is there, and he does look straight at you, Zig.
I think Zig would just kind of like look at him. Just again, pure mad face. He's like, it's just not even. All that's on his mind is that you mind controlled my friend, you absolute cunt basket. Apologies.
Thank you.
My language.
That's very sweet.
You absolute cunt basket.
You know the threatening face possums do. I'm kind of imagining that.
Oh dear. Oh, it's just this is what I've got in my head, and it's just.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good.
It's clobbering time.
Oh.
But yeah, it does feel quite betraying because obviously he liked Edgar. But he's upset. But that's all he can do. That's a full action. So.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He goes back to his case, which luckily is in this square.
Hell yeah, we gamed them, man. We fucking
gamed the system.
Yeah, so he works on that. He does a thing. Then I need to do a d20 roll. Okay. Zig?
I have a question.
Yes. Beyonce?
What is the far terrain like? Can I see any mountains, hills, anything like
that? This is like a bit of like a valley and a jungle, so see like most shots of any of the cast in the first Predator movie. Where you can't actually really see the distance at all. Yeah. There's that.
Oh well, if I was right, I guess that's too many. That's a question I might.
What were you gonna ask? Nico can ask me questions.
If I was to fly above the tree line, would I see any mountains?
You wouldn't know until you flew above the tree line, since you don't really know where you are.
That's what I was asking. That's sorry, I said it's too much of a question.
Yeah. Like I think you know enough to know that Lyko tracked Edgar to an island. I think that was all said psychically, but I don't think you know any details of topography at all.
Oh yeah, I guess that is an island, right?
Right. So yeah, I don't know any of that stuff, sadly.
Okay.
Right, give me 2 seconds to double check something. Interesting. I don't know what level that counts as. Huh. That's not helpful.
That's what they all say.
Well, okay, no, it does tell me there. Cool, good. Ignore that. Don't worry about that. The blue box is harmless.
Don't worry about the blue box.
Yeah.
Okay. Blue box is harmless.
That's fine then.
It is, because it's not what I'm doing. So, Zig, this is against you.
Yep, that tracks. Will save. And I imagine it's not a DC 10, but that's okay.
No, the actual DC is, again, it's because the list is here, but like it doesn't tell their levels, which is annoying. The DC is 24. It's pretty good for you.
Easy.
Yeah, super. Look at that.
Cool, so half that, I imagine?
Yep, so half is 75.
Is a number...
38, 7? 37 maybe? Something like that? I don't know. I think it's 37.
Oh, 37, okay. Still didn't take
That's
but
upsetting.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Yep. And that is a turn. Zora.
Good amount of damage, though.
Yeah, like...
5.
It's why I had to check the level, because I'm like, it didn't say on his sheet until I read where it said it on his sheet. So
if you're here, could I see him fiddling about with the case?
Probably, yeah. There's very little in between you. In fact, you might actually be body blocked by your own portal.
Son of a bitch.
Yep. And it does like intersect that lane, right? Like, let's see, there's the lane there. Yeah, like it is. You are intersecting the lane of
I'll
the
also
square,
step through the portal, right?
There you go.
And
now you can see him fiddling with the box. Yeah.
And now I know if did I ever know about the box? I knew about the box, right? I knew about the bomb box, right?
Yeah, you were in the bomb box.
Yeah.
I think we're all in the bomb box.
Do you know something?
Yeah.
See that you say
ways.
that? Now that you say that, I don't know if you did, because I'm sure it was like Edgar and Lyko dealt with that very quickly, and I don't know if Lyko then told you there was a bomb in your ship.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm sure it did.
I thought we were all in the room at one point.
Yeah, that's fine. I think like I don't have any
When
reason
dropping,
for you to
like
not
just
know.
before dropping him off or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not saying
I
this just to be
vaguely remember
meta.
that.
No, like I think like
sure I remember
like
telling
since then, there's probably been a lot of opportunities to have talked about it. So yeah, it's not like it couldn't have been spoke about, especially when you were like, "What's your plan?" I'm gonna go blow things up. So yeah.
Okay. Right, so I will attempt to disarm him of it.
Do you want to talk me through exactly what you want to try
Okay,
and do?
this is good. Right. This is gonna be so fucking good. Let's go.
So this is like grappling? Is that what we're doing?
No,
can-
gravity
you can
swords.
do disarm.
Gravity powers. You think I'm a fucking peasant that does physical stuff?
Oh, yeah. To me, my bomb.
Right. As a full action. Oh wait, I can't do it. Full action. Never mind. Damn it. Damn it. That just
So
realised it's
peasant,
full action.
how do you want to do this? Well,
Well.
will I physically do it?
Yeah.
Do you have any other spells that can do this, or spell-like effects? Or mind-affecting spell-like effects?
No, not a disarm. I'm just surprised that's a full attack. I'm very surprised.
I think it's because it removes like people's weapons. I think that's why.
Yeah, maybe. Let me think. That was my plan, and it's gone.
Like the fully action mechanic, I really like, and I think D&D probably should do something with that ultimately. But at the same time, it is quite like, oh god, if you go all in, you go, well, I guess that's my turn. But it is nice.
Right. So do I just grapple and try it?
It's entirely up to you.
I remember it being pretty hard check.
I think it's going to be funny, so I would recommend doing it.
I mean, what was your other plan? If you
Nothing
don't
else,
grapple
do it
him,
for entertainment purposes.
yeah, like if your plan isn't to grapple him, what is your backup plan? Let's hear that first.
My backup plan is right. The reason I was asking if I could see shit in the distance is I I could just teleport Emma away.
Okay.
Lamau, okay.
But
bye.
Yeah, exactly. But I obviously need to have eyesight of something, and I kind of want it to be something far away, so I can just go poof to it, yeah, that was my backup plan. So do you know what? I'll fly through the portal and
Huh?
dare fly above the tree line and scope a place out.
I like that visually.
Yeah, I'll fly up. I'll use all my movement to just get up into the sky, right, and but to see what the surroundings like. If there's any high ground, any way for me to go,
So
just
how
by
high can you go in like one turn despite
40.
Okay.
Well, 35 because I used 5 for the portal.
Okay. I don't know if you'll clear like the valley walls, but like you can definitely start going up if you want.
Okay.
I love the idea that Zor just like walks through a portal and goes, away. If you want, you can just have not walked through. If you want to just go up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do you want to do that? Because like the plan you
Sure.
had obviously isn't even functional, so
Yeah,
I don't mind if you just go up from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that seems fine. It's not like anything happened when he moved through yet, so
Yeah.
it would suck if like I would feel sucky if I like oh, I didn't quite read this ability right. I can't do anything that I wanted to do. This sucks. I'm here now.
In fact, you want to know what? I'll just use my full action to cruise speed up. Like, so I'll just do the sprint of it, which is like 120 feet or something like that. I could get to if I wanted.
With fly? I assume you can, but like, can you?
Yes, I will click on the jetpack in a wee second.
So it's just Rocket Zorro.
Yeah, pretty much.
30
feet, but I've got a feat that gives me 40 feet.
Nicely done, Colin. Let's see.
No, I guess I might not be able to actually. I thought that was what I could do, but I guess not.
Yeah, like you've got like cruising mode, whatever that does. So I don't know. I'll let you work that out. But I guess you're just going up as much as you can. So you're up as much as you can.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Yes. Just to see what I can see.
Okay. So how high up? We're technically like we're in your basic. Like, was it 40 up at the moment?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. That's fine. As long as we're working on that just now. So you're going up. What has happened? Yeah, I think. Emma O says to you, Lyko, explain yourself. Very like curtly, psychically to you, Lyko.
If I'm able to respond
Yeah.
the present, I will respond with mind control.
Okay. And then you hear back.
No, I might be slightly more. I probably wouldn't just say mind control. That's a bit too flippant for the circumstances. It's funny, but it's a little too flippant. Maybe more like he did something. Yeah, he did something. I was under his influence.
The reply you get from her very briefly as well is, and your colleagues?
I don't know. Following my lead, hopefully.
Best have them stand down, then.
I think he'll just mentally nod.
Sure, that's fine.
If I can do it, you can do it, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've established that.
But you know.
Oh dear. And she'll attack Edgar if that's the case. Oh, really helps if I open her sheet and not his. Or bam.
And that was the sound of it.
Yeah, apparently so. I got some nice sound effects. Let's see. So that first one. Okay, and yep, cool. So Edgar dies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Edgar.
So the beams of energy come out of the wonderful halogen that is MO. She blasts him with energy. He was already pretty fucked from everything that happened to him mere moments ago, and then yeah, there's like little left of him. You just see like the form of Edgar Wesland like peel away, the kind of rainbow shadowy monster thing dissipate, and kind of like give out some kind of like painful wailing scream as he's dead. Weird.
I wait.
I will keep my rail cannon trained on Emma.
Okay.
And wait for Lyko to clarify what the hell is going on.
Okay. There's like a hold actiony type thing in here, right? Like, there's probably that,
Yeah.
so that'll do.
Yeah, I think it means that you then take the place of the held action for other turns as
It's
well.
fine. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah,
It's your
there
turn
may not
anyway.
need to be. Yeah. My cloak's about to drop anyway, so I let it drop, and I'll just sort of step out of cover a second, kind of looking down at the whatever was left behind by
Nothing.
Edgar. The nothingness left
Just-
behind by Edgar.
Just the case.
Okay, yeah, to be fair, Lyko's eyes would probably be drawn to the case in that case. Hey! And then I'll look over at her, and sort of like mentally saying to the group, stand down, it should be okay. It was Edgar. He managed to control me and cause some confusion. And then I'll say to her, slinging my gun back over my shoulder, like putting a hand up as if to indicate, peace, and saying, that was an unfortunate turn of events, but as you can see, he's quite out of my head now.
Is that you?
That'll be me.
Zig, what do you do?
Not sure what Zig's gonna do. He's probably gonna make his way back to there. And just like keep an eye on Lyko, look at him, make sure he's okay. And then sit down.
Yep.
Case as they like beeping next to you, is it?
What is the case doing actually? Is it beeping?
Would you like to look at the case?
Down on it. I'll look at the case.
Yeah, you see a
From where I
countdown
am.
on the case.
Of course, there's a
There's a
fucking
countdown
countdown on the case. Of course.
What's the countdown?
In that case, hold on.
In that case.
Can I see what the countdowns? Well, I suppose.
Sure, you can see what the countdown says. Okay, you have, let's see exactly how many you've got. It will be, I think this is accurate, but you'll have 2 seconds to do some math of my own here. And then that'll be, okay, you've got that.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
Can maybe.
I can
Maybe-
solve this. This is a solvable problem.
Yeah, that's a solvable problem.
Are you going to
solve
share
this
this information with us, or are you just going to...
Just drop meteors on it, yeah.
42 seconds on the clock. You'll lose 6 seconds every round, obviously.
Yeah.
I could just flash it away as well. Easy peasy.
You're 40 feet in the air, buddy.
It's fine.
Get your cruising speed
Fine.
on, buddy. You've already left
Fine.
this party.
Fine.
Bye, guys. Good luck. Just fly back to the final hour in orbit.
Okay. Here's my plan.
Okay.
I can't do both. Oh, this is rubbish.
What was your
Never
plan?
mind.
Talk us through the plan you can't
My
do.
plan was I was going to pick it up with. I guess I'd need to pick it up with something like whatever Mage Hand is, whatever that's called.
Can't you pick it up with your
and
hands?
then I was. Am I close enough to pick it up with my hands?
It's in the square in front of you.
Oh, okay. And what's the cost of picking it up?
Okay. What do you have in your hands?
Well, nothing.
Well, you can pick it up. It's probably like a quick action, right? If I'm honest. Might not even be that,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
don't
pretty
mind
sure
doing
it's
a
a.
quick action.
I'm pretty sure it's a quick action. Anyone got the answer to this? Remy? Ruby? Good
What?
answer?
It's a move action. I think.
Say again, sorry? I heard none of that because of Doggo.
To pick up something, it's a move action. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if
Wait.
that's true. That might just be D&D.
Ah,
That's crazy.
Hold on.
I think it might be because like that's the whole. You need to like have the whole like bab to be able to like swap guns and shit. And that's like basically picking up something in it. Like,
Okay.
and that's like a move action.
see.
Let's check
No
it. For
dropping
those of
something.
you who've tuned
It's a
Manipulating
in,
quick
an item
action.
would be a move action, so I guess that would come under manipulate item.
They're filled about 50 sub rules. So yeah.
Do you know what? Regardless, I'll pick it up anyway.
Well, you can't because if you walked there, you wouldn't be able to do that if it was a
I'll-
move
I'll
action,
usually
right?
stand up.
I'll denote
Usually stand up,
my
I think, is a
action
move.
to.
That's so
Is that
fucking-
is that D&D?
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, I'll use my action to pick it up anyway,
Okay.
and just say to everyone, I've got it. I'll take it away.
You don't want me to just refuse it?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Or I could just throw it away really far.
That works too. Well, I'm holding it anyway, so
I
I got
Yeah.
the bomb.
mean, we'll do it like
I assume, are you saying this physically or psychically?
I guess I'll say it psychically, so I don't have to shout.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
that's nice.
Because I think things feeling a bit weird just now.
Dora,
how quickly can Weird fix it?
you're 40 feet away.
Uh,
What are you doing?
Can I see the ground?
You can see the ground, yes?
Can I see over here?
Just see why you wouldn't be able to.
Teleport to there.
Just I've also said there was 42 seconds.
Let me see it.
I feel
Let me
like
see
I
it.
should mention that.
Let me see what the actual type of. Well, I'm going to click a button anyway.
What is it you're trying to do? Do you want to tell us any of this plan?
I mean, I can basically just teleport to him, teleport into the sky, teleport far away, drop it, and then teleport back. Easy, done.
How big's the explosion on this bomb?
We just don't know.
Don't think we know.
Yeah, so how far away can you teleport it?
As far as the eye can see.
Okay, and unfortunately those eyes might get blown up.
My idea is to teleport to a random planet, drop it there, like Octurne, for example, and then teleport back to you guys.
Yes.
That's a better
I was gonna say, I guess like,
Until
is
unless
there,
someone else comes up with something.
yeah, I was gonna
So
say,
I
you're
like
just
the Octurne
dropping an
idea.
Octurne
Drop
plan,
it in Octurne, man. Like,
I'm
fucking,
skeptical of for several reasons.
but who gives a shit? Drop it in Octurne, man.
Okay,
Take
well, the
it to the
captain's
man.
spoken. I'm sorry. I've been overruled.
Take it to
How
the
long-
man.
How long does it take for you to teleport and get back?
So it'll take 2 turns essentially. So I can teleport out in a turn and teleport back in a turn.
Okay.
But
Don't
if
answer,
Weird
so,
could fix it in a
Zig.
single roll, then we'd still have it.
so
Exactly.
Zig, do you want to answer Siren's last post?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, it's just a very prominent question.
Oh, do we know where the main bad guy is? I think he's maybe on Octurne somewhere, maybe.
But
Or we're trying to get him somewhere else.
this bomb is presumably, at least based on what we know, intended specifically for a halogen, like the lovely Emma O. And it might be in some ways specific to their creature type or species or something.
I mean, it might be.
It may not be. That's
It
also
might not
true.
be.
Could just be
Yeah.
a big fucking bomb.
It might just be a planet-ending bomb. I don't know.
Maybe his plan was just to let off an actual normal bomb and hope.
That works for me usually.
Yeah.
He was like, "What would weird do?"
Yep. Oh dear. Okay. So, Zig has done his turn. It's Zora's turn. Zora, you can see the ground where you pointed before. What is your plan?
Right. I'll just teleport there and say, right, what's happening? Boink. I'll
What's
press the
happening,
button.
boys?
I'll press the button, just so. Where is it? Where is it? What's it even
When
called?
you talk about a bomb, please don't say I'll press the button.
Yeah.
That's what I was. I was like, wait.
I
you
for a
just said
second
push
there
the
was
bomb
going,
button?
what?
Right.
What's the band called that I can't think that they had? Was it Push the Button? Chemical Brothers. That was it, right? Galvanize. Etc.
Right. Yeah, I'll just go there and say, what's happening? What's happening, Holmes?
Fucking beams of light. Rainbow Zora now.
I look down at the bomb and I go, oh.
Zora
Plans?
is currently Madonna. Yep.
Madonna, yeah. Sorry. That's
Mm-hmm. Zora, ray of light, Dora.
Dash.
It's good. It's good. Dun 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 dun. Right, so you appear there. Yep, cool.
And I'm like, what's happening?
What else you
Like,
got?
done. Look at the bomb and go, oh. And got a plan. That's like, that's
I like the
it.
idea
Done.
that technically when you
Done.
teleport there, wouldn't you just also start going up again? Because it's jetpack, right? Like,
I guess I'll just I'll turn off a jetpack as my action, okay?
I just love
for my
what's
seconds of
happening
talking.
as you slowly go up. Oops, sorry.
Like, whoops, still getting used to it.
It's just a funny visual as well.
You move, sorry.
So Zora, do you want to talk to Zig, or Zig, do you want to reply to Zora? I don't know what's happening
Yeah,
anymore.
no, I'd say, well, I was thinking of just taking it to another planet and coming back. But I am open to any suggestions.
Can we blow up our glass and that'll be my turn?
Okay, cool. Right, so, tentatively, goes back to here, does a routine, shifts back.
On a scale of 1 to fucked, how fucked does she look?
Let me answer that question with another question.
She got a bruise, at the very least. I'll be happy with a bruise.
Let me see if I can... I'll see if I can get you something that represents what she looks like, right? Let's see if I can find something.
just furiously searching for discoveries.
No, because she never ever takes damage in Discovery ever, really. So.
Oh no, she's far too OP.
Yeah, she also has adamantium bones. Although, with the Google that I just did, it seems like she's never been damaged by any role she has ever done ever. Wow. Clearly she's just played competent characters. Which is
Must
fair.
be nice.
Yeah, right. Hey, you can't really speak now. You critted with a cannon. You're in the winners club now.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I'm changing teams.
Yep. Yeah, no, apparently no. Never. She's never taken damage. Wow.
Maybe she's actually just a pure secret tyrant, like Seagal. Like, no, he's not a secret enemy, but she refuses to get hot in any show.
What was the Fast and Furious movie? Was it Hobbs and Shaw, where they had in their contract that neither of them could look like they were worse off than the other?
Yeah.
Like the most toxic masculine contract you can imagine.
Or just like any Star Trek contract.
Yeah. So dumb. Yeah, apparently, like, Nope, she's never taken damage, so
Same.
She was a wee bit hurt in the one of the first episodes of Star Trek, like Discovery, where
Yeah.
she was about to get usurped. Like, if I remember right, was she hurt there? I remember her being injured in some sort.
I feel like she was stabbed in an episode, and that was about it. I think that's what we got, right? Because the first result, when I typed in Michelle Yeoh beat up, it comes up Jackie Chan after that, and I went, I know.
Did she?
I mean, she's like a fucking world-class fighter, yeah. Let's see, but that also might just happen in the movie. So, let's see. Okay, well,
I'd probably give him the edge in weight class.
I mean, fair. But yeah, so we're not getting a picture of her apparently. Partly she's just never taken damage ever. So yeah. Right, so if we're going to do like on a scale of like 1 to 100, right, for damage, she's probably at the 90%.
Good. Fucking damn it, man! I should have shot her one more fucking time, man. I'm just joking. I actually wanted to kill her. I just find it hilarious.
And then she says to everybody, after like she takes like her position behind the desk and like shifts back into like her, presentable form, and then she says, "Have we all quite calmed down?"
Not quite yet. We're still looking at the bomb.
And then,
well, it was better than just screaming bomb.
Do you say anything else remotely helpful for her in this situation? Because I don't think she knows there's a bomb necessarily. It's up to you if that's all you'd say.
Left as a gift.
Is it something I need to be concerned with?
Boom.
Can't you handle it?
We're on it.
And then... Weird.
How long's it got left now? Like 30 seconds or something?
40 at this point. Was it not like 46 seconds or something?
It's currently 42. It's currently 42
right.
for the rest of Weird's turn.
Yeah, we should move over here.
Then it'll drop by 6 seconds.
Can I assess how long it'll take to disarm it, taking into account my new mechanic trick?
Let's see. So what does this do? Whenever you use the enduring skill to sabotage or disable a device, you can roll twice and take the better result. In addition, if you have the appropriate tools, including your custom rig, performing these tasks takes half the normal time, to a minimum of 1 move action. So essentially you want to roll like engineering twice or something like that? Yeah? I'll let you roll engineering twice.
I assume you always have the appropriate tools.
Too weird to work on.
It's probably just got a bolt into his fucking arm or something at this point.
Oh, that's both pretty bad. 42.
Yeah, give me a wee second. Okay. Was there anything else you would do on your turn? Or is that your move and your action, and is that you done as such? Okay, cool. So, we click over to Lyko, and it still says 42 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
42. The answer to everything.
So, feels like it's just reset. I think Lyko's just going to ask Zig to do it. I'm going to approach and get like a tactical view, by which I mean not stand on the elevator, and say, I don't know that we can fix this in time. It's a heck of a risk to take as well. No, you'd say a hell of a risk, obviously. It's a hell of a risk to take. Kid, I know it's a lot to ask. You've had a pretty rough time of it here, but you take it far away.
Zig would just nod.
And I sort of like, give him a sort of semi-nod of acknowledgement and look at the captain. raising my ocular ridge, realizing that I'm at his back, and say, "Up to you, Captain, but I think Zig's the way to go here."
I mean, if you can teleport it to somewhere like Octon or something like that, I'm all for it.
You like it?
That'll be me. Not really much I can do here, I don't think.
Zig.
Okay. In order to do this, then I think Zig would just give everyone a big nod, spend a resolve point.
Okay.
So I can
Okay.
cast my interplanetary teleport without spending spell slots, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Which is a full action. I'll post the actual ability and the spell itself in the thing for everyone's perusal.
Perusal. Peruse.
Why is that not send? Send. Okay, Roll20 hates.
Okay.
But regardless, I'll just read that bit out then. The spell functions as teleport, except there's no hard limit, and you don't need to have seen your destination. You can teleport to anywhere you're familiar with on the planet, or while you are casting the spell, you can teleport to any planet in the same solar system.
Okay. Is there
You
a
must have
role?
No, I must have an unambiguous idea of which world I want to travel to.
Okay.
Third planet from the sun is an acceptable destination, but a habitable world with oceans is not. So you have to be specific-ish.
Yeah.
If you have a specific location on a planet in mind, you arrive without the chance of failure. Otherwise, you arrive in that location at a location that would not immediately be life-threatening. If no such landing zone exists on a world, as someone is attempting to travel to the sun without proper precautions, the spell fails. So if it's uninhabitable, you can't go there.
Okay. There's new
It's
updates
very
in the
nice
chat.
of the spell.
Sent to the sun, or star, or the creepy space station part of the campaign. The thing is, Zig never went there.
Yep.
Zig's never been to Baskerville.
That's actually funny. You have me. I mean, you technically were there, but you just stayed on the ship.
No, he wasn't.
No, I was at the Solar Monastery.
No, he means yeah, he
Or no,
does.
I was-
He does
I
mean
mean-
recently. Like he wasn't the
Generally.
abstract. He was there.
He
but
was
yeah.
busy losing loved ones.
Callum has never actively been.
Yeah,
at
you
Baskerville,
weren't
but
there for
Zig
that session. I
was
at the session
technically
2
there.
weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago.
Give it to Bob.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
as much as he's a dirtbag, I think that's perhaps a
I
little
don't agree why
much.
wipe out potentially Akaton either, because like we're considering this bad, right?
Well, you can. Yeah.
I don't think this would wipe them out, but I don't think it's worth finding out.
I mean, it's at least got to take out. Where is it? Bob is Daza, or was it?
Daza. Bob was in Daza. Yeah. The Daza city. The one with
Daza as well.
the one that you think is powered by the radiation egg. Yeah, that one. That
I just remember there was 2 cities we went to in Akaton. I couldn't remember which one it was we met
So
on.
Daza was the only real city that you went to. The other place you went to was like a kind of big, massive market town, a bit more like Mos Eisley vibes than like a city.
Is that where we initially met? What's his fucking face? Grinning Delza or something like that? That place.
Grinning Durwa. Yeah.
Durwa, yeah.
I liked Grinning Durwa.
give it to Bob. I refuse to ever see Bob ever again. Like, I'm sorry.
Just drop it behind him.
How was it? Bob. Make the quickest trade of your life.
What if I gave you 2 million credits to spend at your shops? Like, would you go there now? Go then. 200 spending monies, that's a lot of flares, mate. You can get off Bob.
That's
a lot of fucking flares, man.
Is it unreliable clock time of 42 seconds? Enough time to do all the shopping and deliver a bomb?
Probably not.
With MindLink, you could transfer your shopping list quick enough.
That's true.
Right? So
well, that might just kill Bob anyway. We don't know.
I would suggest that Octurne is probably a poor choice because what's to stop him intercepting you? unless you're assuming he can't do that, I'm not assuming he can't do that, and I think coming into his proximity is therefore a risk.
Okay, so let's do this. So that's Colin's 2 cents. Right, let's do a wee player agency chat. So Zora, or Nico, I should say, any advice you want to give the rat?
It is a fine point that Colin makes, and he could be able to intercept you. I've got no idea, actually, to be honest with you. Like, the only way that I can think of, like, maybe hurting would be Octurn, if not shovel him like a fucking random moon.
Okay,
And to be fair, like, if you can do that, it's possible he could intercept you going anywhere, for all I know. So, you know.
So weird. Alex, what's your advice to Callum / Zig as a...
Let me diffuse it so I can keep it.
Okay, so now Callum, what does Zig do? Because it's your turn, buddy.
It is my turn. I am going to
keep in mind it's you that needs to kind of do this. So yep.
Right. Okay. I'm taking it to Octurn.
Okay.
What's happening?
So
okay.
Did you spend whatever you need to spend to do the thing?
I've spent my resolve point. Yep.
Okay. So you vanish, as per however the graphic design team and you had a negotiation about what the effects look like. So how does that look?
This is when we started running out of the budget, so it's just like one frame is there and one frame is not.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Everybody has to stand still awkwardly.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
Or everyone kind of like moves ever so slightly as they had to stand still while the actor of Zig had to run off camera.
Or like somebody's hair that's over their shoulders is now behind their shoulder now as well when it's yep, perfect. Proper like, late 70s effects. Okay. If that
Maybe
is
in the
the
future
case,
we can play out the universe where I go to Bob.
well, what happens is we go to break. Dun dun dun!
This is potentially a big mistake, but that's okay.
So it's fine. We will be back in ideally like under 10 minutes if we can manage it. So see you soon, folks. Bye.
Yeah.
born ready-ish.
And I'm just going to assume, like the start of the session, that all the audio worked out well since Siren and Chandra seemed to be able to hear us originally. So let's just assume
It sounds good to me.
Good. Okay, sure. Right. So, welcome to part 2 of session 106, I think it is, of Starfinder, the Fragments of Eternity. I'm Ryan, the GM. It's the 18th of October, 2021, and here are the players.
Hello, I'm Nico.
Hello.
And I'm playing the Vesk Captain Admiral man
Called Zara.
called Zara. Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Yeah, it's me, Alex. I'll be continue to play Weird, your android bomber. Or like unbomber. Or unibomber.
I was wondering when we get to that.
All words need to take a Zinsky this year.
For me, I've just realised that I chose the worst time to start eating popcorn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's okay.
It is. But we're here for the mouth
Hi.
sounds.
It's me, Callum, your
What's
resident
that?
wizardy Zig boy, who will be possibly, well, we'll find out, I guess.
Okay.
Well, possibly well. We'll find out, I guess. That
He
does
will
work.
possibly be well.
Yeah, it does work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I, with somewhat delayed reactions, for no reason.
I just assumed you were drinking something.
I am also doing that. Yes, hello, I'm Colin. I'll be playing Lyco Quint, your recently unmind-controlled space cop coast to coast.
So everybody that isn't Zig, what'd you do? So Zig vanishes in his 70s special effect.
Like I would say good luck, just a millisecond after he leaves. You know, just like good luck, kid.
I could have done that.
I have no doubt that you are more than capable, but it was a risk we didn't need to take.
You just risked him instead. Well, I suppose you was at risk either way, but you could have all teleported out here with him and I could have fixed it.
Yeah, then that would just be putting you in risk. I mean, either way, it's somebody getting put in risk who wanted to do it.
And I'm not really eager to let it go off here, given that entire fight would be rendered a little purposeless.
Purple.
If it a little purple, yeah, a little violet, a little purposeless. If we did end up, he gives a sort of look as to say, if we let her get blown up, sort of thing, but not saying that aloud because he doesn't want to mention that in her presence.
Fair.
Because he doesn't necessarily want to give away anything about the bomb that might make her think it was specific to her. Just because he hadn't mentioned that, and because also like Weird's openly talking about he could have, kept it. So yeah, I'll do that. I suppose it's probably time we address the elephant in the room, though.
Wow.
Or the giant glowing cephalopod in the room.
Or the former.
That's what she has on the inside, though.
That is true.
Although I suppose it's not what you are inside, but what you do that defines you. Yeah, I would sort of look to Captain and Weird, and after a second, like, I'll speak with is Ms. still the appropriate term to refer to? someone?
Nah, we fucked
I
up.
don't,
future.
I don't think you've
Always
ever
done.
called her anything like that. You've always called
I
her
was
like.
going to say Ms. Narakis just so as not to call her Emma O in earshot.
You can call her Miss Narakis if you want, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want to come across rude, you know?
I'll also I'll move you back to that map as well, so you've got some kind of like backdrop. Oh no, apparently I'm just moving her name. 2 seconds. I'll try and move you guys.
Whee!
There we go. Or at least back on the map. Unless you just call her CEO Narakis every time, which would be weirder. So
Yeah, that would be weird. I'll sort of move to there.
Kyo Marcus.
Kyo Narakis.
How's it going, Kyo? Well,
where has your companion gone?
Zig has removed the bomb to, well, somewhere it won't blow us up.
She raises an eyebrow. Just kind of nods. Clearly still like not relaxed at all.
Edgar
Obviously.
had abilities I hadn't anticipated. I don't like to go into a fight half-cocked, but timing. Whatever the case, I know I signed no deal regarding Edgar, but all I ask is we work with shared purpose in the Librian problem, and I will make sure you receive what you were promised with regards to that other question.
She nods and says, "You speak for the others? Are you not in some hierarchy of your own?"
So,
And she kind of just does a motion with her hand as if, feel free to go discuss.
I think what I'll do is give her a look, a sort of, you know, I'm not sure how exactly I would describe it, but like a knowing look, you know, like a sense of like, oh, I'll work on that.
Yeah,
and
give her a look like that. Yeah, like a knowing look. Yeah,
and a nod, and I will. Yeah, I suppose I'll just sort of say, we'll part your company shortly. Is it pointing over your shoulder? Is the lift? Can we go that way?
and she looks at you and says, "Is there a particular branch you would like to appear in?"
Maybe best to get back to the shuttle first. All right, I'll speak with the rest of the crew.
When you say that, she says the name of the city that immediately has left my mind. Because remember there is one on Triaxis. Let me quickly go myself back to that map and see what it was called. Kumo. Remember Kumo?
Kumo.
So Kumo is like
sure
in the middle of the map. I'll quickly move you over to that map so you can see it. So there we go. So user obviously on that island. Kumo is there. So like halfway across the planet. But it's still in this planet.
I mean, I feel like we'd be wanting to go to Zoe.
Yeah, but her elevator doesn't go to Zoe.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, we'd be better not taking that approach. So yeah, he would say something like, "We have another crew member on World who we need to locate. He's probably still in Zoe."
She just nods.
I nod in return, and we'll turn to speak to Captain and Weird.
Yeah. I'll move his back to that conversation.
Captain.
Oh, too much.
Lyko.
I think we're about done here once the kid returns.
Would nod. So we get out of here, the better. Couldn't speak.
He was having some sort of trouble. He said he had a tail. Said he'd contact us when he lost it.
Guess no word since.
Negative. I
Sounds
figure
like him.
it might be best if I get off world quicker than the rest. There's a matter with a boat that I need to resolve, and
Pay
Mr.
that guy his money.
Yeah, Mr. White Blossom sort of like tilts his head, raises his eyebrows to see it, and you remember him, right? Is eager that I not be around too long. I didn't really question that. I'm sure he has plenty of reasons. But while I don't doubt that that would equally apply to yourself, you'll probably have a little bit of a grace period. I'd suggest that I return to the vessel, and well, probably Weird is our best shot at locating CC before he contacts us directly.
Would nod. Okay. Makes sense.
If someone has tracked him based on technology, though, that could be different.
Should we have heard from Rizig yet?
Yeah, he can be pretty much instant that, right?
A couple of seconds is instant, I guess, right? So
a couple of settings, really.
These are maybe at the point in the conversation where, like, if you wanted to say anything more relevant to this situation, that would take about a sentence worth. After that, he'd then maybe be starting to look late, right? 'Cause that's about 12 seconds of banter. So is there anything Weird wants to add in besides that? Anything relevant to the very current moment?
I think Weird's probably not paying too much attention. He's clock watching.
Okay, yep, cool, perfect.
He's
Mm-hmm.
looking for Zig.
I will throw something out there actually. Like, sorry about the messy fight, Captain. I thought I had it under control with Edgar, but it turns out he has abilities. Well, I wasn't expecting to face mind control.
Oh, since I don't know that MO can read minds, I'm going to say in my mind, it doesn't matter. I didn't mind hitting MO a couple of times anyway.
Cringes very slightly. Well, it all worked out in the end. Truthfully, I wasn't particularly happy to have to, when he sort of does the slit throat gesture. I would rather Edgar had seen sense, but
nah,
he's determined.
It's unfortunate. I was maybe slightly beginning to like him. Only slightly.
Nothing against the guy. He was a sleazeball, but who isn't in this business?
Yeah.
Just stupid and ambitious.
We hear Emma O say, "Have you decided on a time of arrival for Query?"
I was going to discuss that. He's sort of like mentally cursing her for bringing that up right now. I was going to discuss that with Captain. Captain, if we can't extract the information from Query, I understand that some of us have ethical qualms regarding the risk to his person. But frankly, considering the scale of the threat and possibility that he has knowledge he's not sharing with us.
I mean, I don't disagree that there is something they might know, but are you sure even if he knows something, it'll be useful?
Truthfully,
Sorry, I'm just gonna move you here, Zara, because it bugs me you talk through weird.
What happened, sorry? What do you mean?
I said I
What
moved
do?
you because it bugged me that you were standing there talking to Lyko.
Oh, right, cool, right, okay.
Just me being annoyed at things, that's all.
Cool. I was like, what was it done? I thought I spoke her weird, but I didn't hear weird. Like, that's what I thought you meant. I was, what did I do?
I can't guarantee that'll be the case, but it's not something I agreed to lightly. But blatantly, I don't trust him. And I don't. His reaction to MO was extreme and would seem to indicate some truth to her belief that he is their Edgar or their equivalent. If that's the case, I think he's likely to be just as ambitious. I can't pretend that I know what his fate will be here, or that I think it's likely to be anything good. But let's be honest, we're past the point of only making good choices. I think we need to start looking at
I was just kind of like mutter, like lowly. Like, I just don't know how I feel while kind of looking at Edgar's poof mark. He's poof. I just don't know how I feel about giving her, and I would say that like very like lightly, like I like wiggle towards her, like everything that she wants.
agreed. But I think the alternative is that we dedicate our time and resources to protecting him. That seems to be what Babak wanted. I'm just going to see that.
So Zora, you hear MO, like it's clearly addressed to you. It says, you seem to be under the misinformation that me and Mr. Quint do not have a legal arrangement regarding certain cargo you are in. What's the word you'd look like ownership of, I guess? Like, yeah, care of? Yeah.
Really possession. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how to take it, because I mean, in ways she's not really in a position to bargain.
But
in ways,
has Lyko explained like what?
Yeah,
I will. I will. I don't think I've explained in any depth. I will.
Like
so
what you're getting out of it. I mean, majority-wise, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's sharing information. She's basically said she'll work with us in terms of the Librian. So I think I've said that vaguely, but I'll say it specifically now. Captain, I did make the agreement, and perhaps I overstepped my authority there, but can be a valuable ally in providing a weapon against this threat, which, frankly, I think we need to prioritize above.
Yes, your android was rather helpful to us.
What?
That's all she says. Unless there's an actual question.
That's the extent of the question.
Yeah, just what?
Yeah, I turn around and raise an eyebrow as well. Like, he's already been helpful.
She looks at you. Says, the other android, Alice.
You've seen her?
She just does like a knowing look, as if something's dawned on her.
So this is where she went. That's...
I see that you are not all in concert with each other. She just looks to the group, since there seems to be no hierarchy that she was aware of.
She has a mind of her own.
We all do.
Yes.
Says, well, it seems like the only requirement that I had in using the information that was stored deep within her mind, she allowed me access to this information. Your bioweapon is in production already, Michael Quint. I assume this is why you ran to my aid here. Am I mistaken? She raises an eyebrow.
No, everything is as we agreed. I'm just surprised by Alice's intervention.
And what of Alice?
She doesn't say anything for like a beat. And she says, what of Query?
Living, breathing, well.
Yet not here, as agreed.
Life for a life. Android for an android.
Emma looks at you and goes, that was not the arrangement.
No.
I slowly reach for my rail cannon.
Do you even need to reach for it? Is that even a thing?
It's just there.
My scales slowly start to glow.
Captain,
Uh-huh.
I believe what Ms. Narakis is implying there is that this isn't a threat, Alice. It's not a hostage. Sounds very much like Alice went of her own volition. But tactically, we should be aware of that. We may make any decisions. Then it would make me more rather than less inclined to honor my agreement.
Well, let's just hope that she's alright. As I would probably give a good skill towards MO.
It seems to like not even phase her. And she says,
Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't.
Mr. Quint, our arrangement, when can I expect the arrival of Query? I'm sure it would expedite the delivery of the weapon to you.
Soon. He's not here now as I hoped, but you know I can be quite an effective tool when it comes to retrieving things and
Quite
people.
the tool.
Yeah. Call himself.
It's okay if you call yourself a tool, okay?
Yeah.
And she just says, if that is all, you just can leave. You hear like the ding of the elevator as the doors open.
Get still not back, Captain.
Yeah, but still waiting on what crew member.
Yep, and I guess that's a good place to cut.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Meanwhile. Oh, not that one. There we go. Meanwhile. Dun 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 dun.
Wormholes.
Hold on, let me close my character sheet. There we go. I can see.
And then.
Oh, we're in Doctor Who.
Why is there cards on here? The Four of Hearts. It's the amount of stuff that's on my version of this screen is ridiculous because the amount of stuff I've had to move to the GM layer. Okay, we've still got the 3rd anniversary for some reason. Let's move that to the GM layer as well. You can go there. And let's get rid of this. That can go away as well. It's gone too.
Is this your card?
So.
I was concerned I was going to be in like some weird card game with an Olibrian, and I'm like, oh no.
Zig, do you want to do me 2 things? 1, put your token on the map, and then 2, roll a D100.
Sure thing. I believe this is my token. That is. And a D100.
Yeah.
Blue 92.
You appear, and immediately the atmosphere that you almost chokes you. It's almost like it's like burning your throat a little.
Okay.
It's definitely a very, very quick shift from the very pleasant, idyllic location she's got set up to like this. I want to say almost like a hot, aridy type kind of toxic vibe to the place, but it's not necessarily causing you harm. It's just very uncomfortable when you shift.
Yeah.
A very quick atmospheric shift. You probably don't want to spend a lot of time here.
That's the plan.
You can obviously seal up your suit and stuff if you wanted instead to obviously breathe through your suit and whatnot. But at this stage, the countdown says on the display.
Yeah, that stresses me out. Either it's just gonna stay on 42 seconds for all of time, or it's broken and it's gonna go in like a few seconds.
If it had still been ticking, you're right on this point. If it had still been ticking.
Yeah.
Time moves slower
So,
in Octon. Or in reverse.
Okay, weird Nico narrator. Just have you randomly ad-lib stuff about the game, we just have to take it as lore.
yeah, well, I guess it's gonna put it down.
Okay.
Or I guess drop it or whatever. Maybe not drop it. No, I can use my move. And then he's gonna try and just jump back to the teams with his telepathic jumpy jumps.
So, does that cost you to do like a resolve again? How'd you get
no,
the telepathic jump? Okay.
The telepathic jump.
Cool. Do you wanna spend your spell slot for me?
I will. And that's also my last.
Okay. I'm assuming you're not going to resist your own spell.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. As you do, your feet and hands are immediately covered in purple crystal, as if they shot up from the ground. Yeah, are we all surprised by this? And then materializing in front of you, from kind of amethyst kind of vapors, kind of sparkly, almost looks like kind of slight crystalline vapor. A familiar face to Zig specifically.
My good buddy.
And then he walks forward, looks down at the suitcase, picks it up with one hand, and then looks to you. She says, "Why have you sought me out?"
No, see, I'm not particularly looking for you per se, but
You bring me gifts, and he like gestures the case in his hand.
Well, see, I have no use for it, and
You think something this trivial can damage me?
no, but it can probably damage me, so I didn't want it. And I figured the safest place for it to not damage me was as far away from me as I know, which happens to be here.
He looks at it and it kind of floats above his hand, the case, and then it all just starts to like separate, like, you know, kind of weird wisps of arcane energy, like seem to like rip it apart into its like components. And then he all just fuses it into like a big kind of like crystal that then just shatters into vapor. And he looks at you and says,
See? Problem solved. I think he gives them like an awkward grin as well.
like sweat profusely coming down Zig's forehead. Have you come to assist me in retrieving what I am seeking? He comes very uncomfortably close to you when he says that as well.
Yeah. I think Zig would just kind of look at him and say, not yet.
Kind of just like, as if he's looking through you, right? Like, it doesn't even seem like he registered that you even spoke to him there.
Yeah.
And then he seems to be like almost studying you, like he's like moving his head like around yours. And then leans back and says, you're not the one I spoke to. And he just laughs, like very like briefly, as if like he's quite amused by this, like in a kind of like huh kind of way. He says, "You're too young."
Oh no! Oh no!
Do you say anything to him?
Oh, no!
You've got mere seconds to reply.
Zig will just say, well, I look forward to seeing you when I'm older.
He looks at you and says, "You won't." He raises his hand and all the crystals like shatter, you go unconscious, and then you appear next to everybody in front of him all.
Alex. Oh my god. It's stressful.
You said he was unconscious?
He loses consciousness from like where he was, yeah.
Right.
And then like he appears, you know, back to you guys as if his spell happened. It was just like delayed. Something about time happening differently in Nocturne. I can't remember exactly the quote, but yeah.
Time runs slower in Nocturne.
Zig, I assume Zig's conscious then.
Yeah.
No.
But you're probably a bit rattled.
Yeah, he immediately like checks his hands and his feet, like grabs his wrists.
You okay, kid?
And he's like kind of looking around him, like just making sure there's no big like Librium man standing right next to him, interrogating him.
Just that creepy red ball that seems to be following you around now everywhere.
No balls, no.
No red ball.
And he just says, "Oh, he's definitely there." On Octurne, which is yeah.
Oh, okay. You made it back intact, though.
Oh.
That's good.
That's something.
I guess Zig would attempt to relay as much of the conversation as he can quickly while it's in his head. But so yeah, he'd be like, "Oh well."
How quickly?
This quickly.
Quickly?
Not that quickly. I think Zig's a bit. He's not super. I think he's a bit worn out from a bunch of casting in the past. Like,
and also just stress, right?
Yeah, he's stressed out, so he'll just be like, "Well, so he asked me if I was coming to assist him, and then he said, "Oh wait, no, you weren't the one I was talking to. You're too young." So I guess I at some point in the future might have been talking to him, maybe.
I think you just hear Emma O go, "What is the child yammering on about?"
We're working on it.
Your guess is as good as mine.
So also, Urgalas has destroyed the bomb. It was very, very easy. It didn't do anything to Octurne whatsoever, so we don't need to worry about the bomb. That's solved. But
You have encountered the Elibrian.
yeah.
And
he's,
you came
he's not
back
very pleasant.
here.
Yeah, I think we should leave now. Bye.
Did you just go?
He just starts walking towards the elevator.
Okay. I'll turn around again, give a quick nod. Captain, should we follow the?
I would nod.
I mean, Emma O actually just heads to the elevator as well. Like, fuck that, she ain't staying there.
Okay. I sort of like, as I get closer to Zig, I'll sort of lean down to him a bit, like put a hand on the shoulder and say, "Look, the timeline, everything that's changed. You don't know that the future you is the future you, and not a future past you. If you see what I mean." I feel like I should roll bluff on that.
Feel free to, yeah.
No, I actually do. You know what? I will, because Lyko doesn't entirely see what he means. It's a 40 though, so he probably sounded a lot more confident than he was.
It's 6 cents motive. You may as well go for it. Let's see.
Yeah.
I can't actually roll as high as 40, I don't think. But there you go.
Cool.
My sense motif is not very good.
There you go.
No sense
Completely
motif.
unconcerned Lyko.
Emma O just says,
Yeah,
but
I guess
are
Zig
you
just takes that
coming
face
or
value.
are you leaving a different way?
I will leave it a different way.
Well, I don't want to tax him with any more teleportation if we don't need to, unless you feel up to it.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, right, cool. Right,
So no, I do not feel up to it.
I mean, we'll probably have to take it in 2 trips. Mr. Weird takes up the whole fucking
He can squeeze.
Okay.
He can also
okay,
take
we'll
off his armor and put it into a pocket.
No, that sounds
man, just
dangerous.
get in there, man.
Yeah,
Let's get
so
intimate, man.
why would you take such a risk?
Let's just get intimate, man. Let's go.
I will
I'll
squeeze
go in.
comfortably into the space.
Awkwardly, like clear my throat. Maybe like
Let you squeeze.
what's an appropriate corner? There, that'll have to be it.
So yeah, like we discussed, elevator takes you to the lobby of the Aspis Consortium building. Again, full of very well-dressed, suited business people wandering around. All of them look distinctly human, except the people that, if there's any other kind of aliens here of any kind that aren't very obviously human, they will definitely look like they're guests in the lobby, not employees. Much like we saw in Absalom Station, this seems to be a very human-facing company.
Glad to see things haven't changed.
Yeah, right. So yeah, and then she just immediately like goes to like the front desk. They hand her like something, and then she says, he like kind of turns on the spot on like her, glass pointed legs and says to you, "Oh, I assume you can find your way from Kumo."
I'm sure we'll manage.
Yeah, I'll nod in agreement.
Lyko, soon.
Understood.
Especially if he is aware of she looks at Zig briefly and back to you. Our arrangements. We should not waste time. Do not make me withhold a weapon that could end this threat. She just nods and then just clacks her way out of the office, and like people definitely like turn and like notice her. Like she's clearly like there's definitely that aura of get out of her way before she like notices me type boss vibe she has as she leaves. And then like as you know, if these are looking out the front kind of doors at the lobby, like some kind of fancy vehicle like just lands. She steps into it and off she goes.
Well, maybe we should debrief elsewhere, though.
Yeah, you probably get like a bunch of looks from everybody else since she's cut off an elevator with M.O. Yeah. That's where you just go.
Follow the captain's lead, of course.
Yes, out of this building.
Yep.
Right out the building.
You want me to arrange the transport,
Stinky
Captain?
building. If you can.
And then I would bring up my comm and do that with some sort of taxi service to get us to wherever can shuttle us over to Zoe.
Okay. Yeah, you can travel there. It will probably take a fair while since we are talking, you know, halfway across the planet, I suppose. So, yeah.
How much will it cost?
I don't know, like probably 50 credits each seems fair. So,
Yeah, I can't afford it, man.
I've paid.
I'm
Don't
sure,
worry, it's
I'm
my
sure
thing.
I can never afford it.
Tickets purchased. Let's see what we can do.
I was gonna say, can you afford it?
Me? Yeah,
no,
I can
I
afford it.
mean, like,
Oh.
How much was it per person?
Didn't you spend all your money on blades?
I didn't spend any on it. I decided that it wasn't worth doing it because I'd be upgrading to level 20 once.
Right, okay.
Which I can't actually afford at all yet.
Okay. Cool.
I couldn't even afford one of them.
Cool. As long as you know.
Yeah, so I'm still with my older ones. Yeah, so I spent that. Weird. I don't know how easy this would be, but CC still hasn't got back to me in any capacity. I don't know if you can find any evidence of any activity on his part. I know he's pretty adept with comms, but no one's perfect, and it seems someone already did manage to find him.
I can attempt to reach out to him.
Yeah, how do you want to do that?
Let me just have a look. See what's going on. I had something for reaching out to him.
I mean, you got a comm device.
Yeah.
Yeah, but subtly.
Yeah. Especially given the nature of his
got...
last message to you, right? It definitely implied that it was kind of like,
I thought I got an upgraded one as part of one of my many various boosts lately.
Just so you know, it'll take you 2 days in the transport you've got to get from Kumo to Zoe. Just FYI. Okay. So you can do whatever resting
what about
involves.
symmetry?
I will try to create a secure link through to him.
Okay.
By detouring it through the entire security apparatus of Triaxis.
Cool. Okay, do you want to give me a computer roll? Okay, do you want to give me I don't know, an engineering roll?
Does this count as sabotaging?
Sure, why not? Because it kind of is, right? Why not?
I love sabotaging.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I'll take the 46.
Cool. Yep, so you feel reasonably confident that anyone that's trying to trace this will spend more time than it's worth bouncing around Triaxis.
Yep.
And it's probably going to be the point where if they need to like look into things, they're going to need to end up doing what you did at the same time, which means they'll also get themselves like, the same heat, as it were, if they were doing it. So yeah, you feel pretty confident that you'll get somebody as into trouble, but less likely to handle it if they try to track this. Yeah.
There we go.
And what do you want to send message-wise to
Uh,
CC?
tell CC that I've opened up a secure line. Got on my way to Zoe. Let me know where he is if he needs help.
Okay, yeah. So you send it off. Anything else?
Yes.
That's great. Yep, cool. If you're happy with that. Right, every day, obviously, it's 2 days of travel. Feel free to do whatever healing he's doing, like, because you can sleep in the transport as well.
I think Zig is just sleeping the whole time.
I get to regain my
If you
resolve
need Zig,
points.
you're gonna have to wake him up in the next 2 days.
Cool.
I will do some resting for resolve and stamina.
Cool. And then
Maybe some gun polishing.
like after like say about 8 or 9 hours into the trip, you get a reply back on the comm device. Weird.
Yep.
And it just says, "Where did everybody go? I'm on the ship. It's empty basically, except the cube."
Always somebody's on the ship.
He's on the ship.
Oh, well, that's handy.
Son of a bitch.
What?
I
Is he not
called the
supposed to
ship.
be?
I was worried.
Any reply to CC on that?
We'll be back soon. And by soon, I mean a couple of days.
Yep, cool.
Assessing the situation.
The reply you get back is was it bring gifts? I think it's just the reply with like a smiley face.
He wants gifts. Does anyone know what his gifts are?
Give us some more ammo.
Yeah.
I could probably get him anything and he would be happy.
That doesn't sound very personal.
I mean, okay. Well, that's all I does now to do personal. Get my combat knife or something.
Okay, so we'll do a wee time skip and you land in Zoo a day later. Right. You're immediately greeted by White Blossom's like team. Yep. So Lyko, obviously very familiar looking people to you, and the rest of the obviously gang probably have no idea who these people are. Basically like Yakuza people from Starfinder. So Starfinder Yakuza approach Lyko, and they state, "You seem to travel around Triaxis with great freedom. Mr. White Blossom encourages you to condense your stay."
Mr. White Blossom will no doubt be pleased to hear that having located our crew member, we are about to leave after we make some small purchases from some of the fine establishments in this city.
He hands you an envelope, which is very weird because
I take
paper.
it without asking.
Yep, because paper is very, very weird. And then he says, "Please inform my associate," who clearly looks like he would be called Knuckles or Rocco or something, who steps forward and says, "Any purchases you wish us to make on your behalf. Inside are the tickets to the transport back to your ship in orbit." And he just gives you a very polite smile.
Fantastic. Please be sure to give my boss my thanks again for his wonderful hosting. He says with some degree of sincerity.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, Captain, we can resolve this matter and be out of Mr. White Blossom's hair pretty quickly, I would think.
Good. Who's Mr. White Blossom?
It's kind of impolite to say, but you know, big dragon.
Oh, lovely.
Owns a fifth of Traxxas, yeah.
He turned into a Vesk when you spoke.
Oh, was it that? Oh.
Yeah.
Good night.
Interesting. Good
night.
night.
Sleep well, Siren. Good night, Siren.
Oh, good night.
Sleep well and be good and dream of lovely things.
Yeah. Oh.
I was gonna check about got an upgrade, so I was going to look at ammo first because I think better ammo should be relatively cheap. So, can that be something I think about between sessions in terms of what ammo I asked them to pick up?
Yeah, like you will give them a list of stuff, so long as it's something that Traxxas can actually supply. Then yeah,
It'd just be high-end ammo, basically.
But essentially, they're just not letting you wander anymore. Is the gist of that conversation? You're essentially.
I can understand.
Yeah.
They will pay for what you want. Just get the fuck out, basically.
Yeah.
Well, they'll acquire what you want. You're gonna have to pay for it, but they are not letting you wander and spend.
Oh,
It's a case of give him the list. He'll go and get it. You'll be on the transport waiting to go to your ship.
I thought they were giving him like a pink slip, like a blank check, but almost. Like...
It would have been nice considering the amount of info I gave him.
I guess not. I guess you know look at it.
Weird. I wonder. We should pick something up for CC. What would be useful to him?
Food. He likes food.
Yeah, but anyone could think of food. I don't know tech. You don't know tech. He points accusingly at the captain.
I would be like, excuse me? Like, I don't press buttons. I don't press buttons.
Captain's worked a whole computer before.
Yeah, man. How dare you?
My favourite scene of Zora still for tech is the one where you're holding a zombie crystal thing at one arm and just single claw typing on the captain's office computer, trying to hack. It's just such a good visual. I even imagine the little half-rim glasses on his nose as well as he's like.
That's some advanced usage of a computer, though, man. I'm in combat while we use like if you. People need feats for that sort of shit.
Okay, so I'm assuming, is there anything like you want to do RP-wise that isn't just make a shopping list and spend some money and then go on this transport?
Probably not. I don't even know if I've got a shopping list yet, because I don't know if I've got the money for Bob for selling them missiles yet. You just told me how much.
No, because you haven't sold them.
Yeah.
You
exactly.
actively didn't go to Hackathon. Yeah.
We've not got around to it yet.
You could try and sell them to White Blossom, but I don't think you'd want them.
I mean, some prime ass fucking vest technology, man.
Exactly, but like
lizard to lizard technology, lizard to lizard diplomacy, man. Scale to scale.
You keep saying it this way, you might end up selling Dylan, so be careful.
He just comes as White Blossom.
So it's up to you, but that would probably involve you actually having to, barter.
Nah, I don't do bartering, man.
Not our charisma primary captain, no siree. Okay, so we're time skipping then till you get back on the ship, right? That's what that sounds like.
I would agree.
Cool. You can obviously let me know what you are attempting to buy, shopping list wise, and we can approve and or disapprove, and you can spend the monies. So again, assume if it's reasonably attainable and it isn't something super fucking weird or rare, like they will just happily have acquired it. Again, obviously, assuming you can afford it. But yeah, beyond that, you just get back on board the final hour. CC's there to just accost you all. The shuttle bay, just pointing at various things as if they have relevance to the conversation.
Dun dun dun.
I hand him a chocolate bar.
Like a truffle bar, did you say?
A chocolate bar.
Okay,
yes, chocolate bar sounds so nice.
Yeah, it does sound quite nice, doesn't it? It's like, I could go a truffle
bar. You could all Triaxian truffle bar.
Yeah, it's like 5 different flavours in a row. Yeah. Yep. I think he's in the middle of shouting as one of his, he's got 2 of his hands are folded across his chest, other 2 are on his hips, and the middle 2 grab at the bar and start unwrapping it as he's shouting, shoving it into his face.
Oh.
Yep.
What happened with the tail? What?
He does that thing where he turns around, looks over his shoulder at his backside, and looks at you and shrugs.
You don't know?
And he starts spinning like a dog, looking for his tail.
I don't mean no. I don't mean that. I forward his message back to him.
He looks down at his comm, and then he just laughs. It's maybe the first time you've heard him laugh. And he kind of just sits on his backside and just starts like laughing, kind of like almost like chittering, I guess, staring at his comm, and then sends it back to you, and just stares at you with like a big open mouth.
I think I need to sense motive in this. I think he's joking. It's the worst I could do. It's a 32.
It's not bad though. Yeah, you probably get the impression that he's kind of weirdly like playful. Yeah, it's maybe the best you can get from that.
Were you kidding about that?
He kind of blinks, and his like mouth closes, and he looks at like the empty kind of truffle wrapper thing, and then he puts it like down, and then he looks at you all, and then says, "What would he say in his text message, or like over the intercom maybe as well? Maybe I'll just speak over the intercom and say, problem resolved. I'll just say over the intercom."
Good.
Glad to hear it.
Just like, like folds his like hands as if clasped in front of him, just all like 6 of his arms, and then just nods.
But what was the problem?
And he starts like pointing and gesturing as if he's like fully mid-flow story-wise, chirping and chattering away, telling the whole story, and then like eventually claps like all 6 of his hands together, as if making an explosion noise. And then like wipes the fake sweat off his forehead, and then puts all of his hands on his hips and looks at you, as if, whew.
And wait a minute. Wait, did you say that only the cube was on the ship? Because that actually just dawned on me what you just said.
Yeah. And he just starts
He
shouting at
said
you.
what? Sorry.
He said only the cube was on the ship. Query's supposed to be on the ship.
He was still in the ship. What about your Vesk science lady?
What happened to? Yes.
Is she supposed to be in the
I
ship
forgot
right now?
about her again. I always forget about her, man.
The Madman? How dare you?
I like to think the fucking that's actually just what Zora does. He just forgets she's there all the time. Like he's just a little fuck.
Where's Captain
Yeah.
Ever?
The admin. Was she on board?
Cece's too busy just shouting at Zora, like as if
I would
he's
nod.
somehow angry. Just in general, has been since you said the cube was on the ship. He just shouts at you,
Ivan.
and then Cece just looks at everything and just does like grabby hands to get up onto Zora.
I love the
Yep. He climbs up on your back and then just does that thing where he holds on to like your neck and your head.
Okay, so I'll turn around with the comical, but I would nod. Yeah, she was supposed to be on the ship.
You saying this to Cece or are you saying this to the group?
To the group.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't in mind comms either. It was openly.
Because Cece's kind of stopped talking now. He's happy where he is.
Okay. Well, I still picked up like maybe 0% of his language. So
I mean, good point. Like,
did anyone else pick up any more than I? Doesn't seem to be.
you can't speak Gettermander yet, can you, Weird? That's not a thing you can do. We established that, right?
Well, you were working on it, weren't you, at one point?
It's a very hard thing to speak. It's not impossible to speak, but it's very hard to speak. It's one of probably the hardest language to learn in the entire history of languages.
Can you do the intercom thing? Is Ivan the only one on the ship? I would say to Cece.
Cece just like pats her head a couple of times.
I would
That's
pat his
probably a yes.
con.
Oh, I think when you do it, like it like crawls down like one of your other arm. It just like hangs off of it to try and avoid the one that was trying to touch him.
Don't touch me.
Literally skittermandering down your arm.
Cece, composure. Come on. Is Ivan the only one on the ship?
Kind of looks at you.
Please.
It's like points to like the door that leads out of the shuttle bay.
I would walk out said door.
Yeah, and like I think he'll just like slide down you and just like fall off essentially, and just get up and start following you.
Concierge British up.
Okay.
Yep, so like you wander through the ship, and yeah, like in the mess hall, you see Demadvin and Query playing cards.
Okay, cool. Good. Was pulling with
And like then they
Shane
just
again
like
or
the
something.
boss turn and goes, "Oh, you're back."
Yep. Hopefully everything went well. Well, we were be.
Demadvin looks around, look at the mess hall, and looks back and goes, "Yeah."
Good.
Shrugs back at you.
I would say I'm being comms, but false alarm.
That's interesting. CC, would it be possible for you to write up a report on the events that transpired?
Cece looks up at you, just like nods a couple of times.
Thank you.
He like runs away.
I think.
That's the straightest answer that you've ever had.
Yeah.
You might get a report. I would say.
I'm sure that'll produce something usable. Whatever the case. The crew is intact. So what the hell are we doing about Query? I know that Captain's left and it's just weird I'm saying this too, but I'm just saying it out loud anyway because I'm in thinking mode.
I assume you followed because the CC did follow like Zora.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. In
CC
that case,
followed me.
I fall.
You don't have to
Yeah,
have went. You don't have to have went into the obviously the mess hall because
Yeah, I would see
CC
it then
didn't
and there
go in.
then.
CC just looked round
Yeah.
the door.
Nonetheless, I would sort of I'd hold it off for like maybe I'd
Yeah.
go to the bridge and wait for the others to appear at some
Yeah,
point.
you head to the bridge. Ivan's there, and the captain's like platform
Ivan.
just kind of like pivots around and just like wobbles
Captain
a little.
I think I would
Just
give him
look
like
at him for a
I
second.
think I would give him like a captain, like sort of jokingly, like
when you acknowledge Ivan, right? Ivan does like his pivot and wobbles, and then like I assume like as I say, the Flyco's the only one on the bridge at the moment. Like he slides over to like one of the consoles and like spins on the spot.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
He's been
like
doing that a lot. He's trying to say something.
And the last time he did this, Captain was like, "You can't eat that. That's not for eating."
Once for yes, twice for no.
It just
you
spins on
trying
the
to
spot
give-
again. Like it just keeps spinning on the spot, like as if. Yep,
Are you trying to convey something?
hasn't stopped spinning.
I should have done it the other way around. Let me have said once for no, twice for yes.
He's still spinning on the spot, like he hasn't stopped once
Okay.
he got to the console. Yeah.
So you're just gonna do that, aren't you?
And then just stops. Right, obviously, it wobbles a little because it stopped.
Or not? I mean, whatever's fine. I approach the console.
Yeah,
I
like
sort of just look out over it.
it moves out the way.
Oh,
Right, Ivan like slides out the way, to let you get to the console, and it's
Very polite of him.
and
Give
like
him a nod on my way back.
there's a program suspended on the screen, and it says AI initiation. Yes, no.
Is this you doing this?
Ivan
now hit
wobbles. Cool. Yeah, yes, and it comes up like the program kind of window vanishes. It comes up the loading bar. It says complete AI initiated, and then you hear over the intercom in a fairly familiar voice. "Hi, I'm Finn." And that's where we end the session.
I knew she'd done it when she left. I knew that's what she'd done before she left. Oh.
In Alice's voice.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I knew you were going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well done.
what would you like to call the session?
I had an idea earlier.
Okay.
And it was when the captain said more magey than monkey, I heard it, like I posted it up thread. I thought it was very funny because Meiji as in like the Meiji Restoration and Monkey as in like Simeon. That just tickled me. So more Meiji than Monkey is my suggestion. Or it's one of my suggestions.
Okay. Yeah. And do we have anything else?
Wow.
Don't read into the tone of that.
I don't know.
Right, well, let's review what happened. You just killed Edgar.
Yeah.
Can we call it Deadgar?
You could.
Edgar.
Put it in the chat as a suggestion.
It's true. I get it's too punny for actually how kinda big it is, right? As much as I love it.
Okay, so we had the fight with that. We had the agreements, obviously, with Emma O. There was the Elibrian and the bomb, and like a future Zig. Octurne was mentioned. Alice was mentioned a lot. CC's clearly going to file a report. We totally agree. Obviously, Query's handoff was discussed a lot as well. Demadvin was remembered that she exists, and yeah, he's left Triaxis. So, so what are we thinking? Anything come to people's minds for that? What was the standout? Like, what was the biggest impact?
Edgar dying.
Okay, cool.
We haven't really had the chance to talk about it yet.
I mean, technically, we can do a flashback soon if you want to have discussed it, because obviously you had like 2 days.
No, I think it makes sense not to discuss it like on the fucking elevator with her.
No, I mean, but you had 2 days in flight going from Kumo to Zo.
Yeah, that's true.
So you could, I don't mind if you want to have a conversation, or if people just don't talk about it, and then there's a meeting on the ship at some point. Like that's.
Well, what do you think? That works for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see that being quite a natural way for it to happen.
Oh, I like that. Even just death of a salesman's actually perfect, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
I do like Death of an Arms Dealer though. That is good too.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to make various references work. You see what I'm going for?
Yep.
Because Edgar kind of works in the place of Hector.
Okay.
Edgar was the first. That's my Morrissey voice. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was brilliant.
Thank you.
You better watch out. Colin's coming for you.
Controversially, I kind of didn't do much for me. Okay.
Coming for you, Morrissey.
That's much better.
For you, brother.
We need
that
more.
Was like my generic 80s wrestler voice.
I don't know. I felt there was a lot of Louis Armstrong in there.
A little bit.
I don't know. This bit's a bit like. This is maybe a bit too finalistic, right? It's maybe a bit too finalistic.
No, I like it.
So what are we thinking, folks? Because so far we've got Deadgar, 1 down, Murders and Acquisitions, Death of an Arms Dealer, Death of a Salesman, First of the Gang,
Controversial to pick 3.
It's controversial to pick any apparently. So
We'll controversially pick 3.
Vote for me because it's.
I'm going to controversially pick more Meiji than Monkey. I
never read that one out. Sorry, it's because it wasn't on the immediate.
It's also incredibly dumb. I concede.
Okay.
Oh, we've got a tie.
We do have a tie. Okay, so who voted for those? Okay, and who voted for those? Okay, so Colin, you voted for that one. So Weird, and you voted for that one. Okay, so Weird, you haven't voted, right? Am I right in thinking that? So
Weird, you
voted now.
Right?
Cool, perfect.
It's like
Callum, do you want to fix the letters and then we'll.
Yeah.
Thank you. the death of an arms dealer. It's a good one.
Also,
It's
I'll
strong.
Get rid of the as well.
Technically, you're not the weakest link. You are the link.
Oh, look at you changing up your answer now that you've got one of the votes. It's good. Thank you. Death and arms dealer.
I was 1-1.
Yeah, it's just neater, isn't it?
It means like we're 1-1, man. We don't care.
Right, let me pop that in. So, yeah. Deadger was a fan favourite of mine, I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to vote for Deadger after the fact now.
Okay.
Deadger was fucking... It's hilarious, but it's just too funny for, like... I feel bad for making her putting out his death.
Yeah.
Like,
Goals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
we
those
discussed those at the start of the game.
I think we've probably not had a... Well, Zora, I don't know if you want to address the thing that you haven't done this session.
I have a personal hand in the death of Demigesh, and I have not done that.
Okay.
Just change the name.
I think I have successfully tabled Edgar's assassination plot.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you that.
With considerable help, especially regarding the not being mind-controlled stuff, like having other bodies around probably helped a lot there, and also having someone take away the bomb.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think we can.
I'll give you that. You can move it across. Right. Weird.
Ish.
Okay. Sell me
Not
on
quite
ish.
happy with. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
cool.
no,
That's
I'm
okay.
not there yet.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Is it you're not quite there with what you've witnessed so far, or is it just not sat in the goals page long enough?
Oh, I need to give it a few weeks to...
Yeah, totally.
To mature, yeah.
It needs to ferment a wee bit, man.
Like, I don't actually even remember how long established cybernetics business has been there for, but it's probably like 20 sessions, right?
We could check, but I don't do that sort of thing.
None of us
I think it might be longer than 20.
Yeah.
But that may just be time.
Mm-hmm.
That just may be 20 is a long time, I suppose. So.
Time be like that.
Alright, so what? Like, we're on 106, right? So, what's that, 86? Let me look at my notes for 86 and we'll see if we can get a rough idea of what happened then. So, let's see if I've got notes for 86. 2 wee seconds. 85, 86. Okay, so, my notes for 86. Okay. So 86 was right in between Lyko dying and being brought back with Sindile, and 85. It was around. So it was definitely established.
So when you got your quad legs, it was basically when you got your quad legs to when it started up. I think, is that right?
Thereabouts, yeah, thereabouts. I feel like it might have been around since 83, maybe, because that's where we had, obviously, the smuggler, Ray's Kishi with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Like 84 was obviously landing on Eox. Yeah, and then obviously Lyko stuff with the rebirth and whatnot and bringing back Sindale. X-Legs was 80, I think. So, yep.
Oh, yeah.
81. So,
not bad.
Yeah, so like basically December last year. And then January this year. Yep. Not bad going. Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yep. I am note taking, folks. Not even once. So, Zig, how do you feel about yours?
I think we've made good progress.
Also, Colin, put yours above the goal. It was achieved after level 20.
Oh yes, it was. That's
cool.
And for those wondering, reunite the Drow Queens, a family reunion.
Okay. Right. Those of you that have personal goals still to achieve, are you still going to pursue them? Yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay.
Yay.
As opposed to
Why
change them to
not?
something else. Cool. So we're not changing
I
them.
want to murder Demigesh.
Okay.
Before this game is over, Demigesh must die.
It's just a new goal. Demigesh must die.
Demigesh must die.
And then general goals.
We don't like them. Use CC to gain Dragon info related to new station. We don't know yet.
Well, if he does write a report, you may or may not get a goal out of that.
Yay.
Unless Cindy's help in bringing Bone Sages into Anti-Argalas plan.
I haven't done that yet.
Bait or Gate Triaxis.
I think we can do it.
gain queries knowledge other universe before handing over.
At this point, I don't see it happening.
No.
Because there's a non-zero chance I'm just going to kick him out the airlock and hope he lands near their headquarters.
And create multi-destinational null space chambers for the crew. And I say the right this fucking time, yeah.
Well done. First time ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so let us update our goals very efficiently and quickly. What are we updating our goals to?
Nothing for me.
None of the general goals are changing for you? Sure about that?
Oh, well, what general goals will we update?
Well, what ones are you going to do, and what one are you not going to do?
Probably keep gain CC, use CC just because it probably might happen.
Yeah, like that is definitely a maybe.
Are we doing that?
I feel like it's something to look at, so.
I guess that the bomb one making does technically affect him, so we should probably tell him about it. I think.
Crew, this is where you, this is where you discuss your goals, yep. Try and get it sorted.
Peter got last to Tri-Axis. I don't know if that's a plan still as well.
I mean, I'm happy for that plan. That's a.
We'll see, but
also, like, how much do your how much would both bone blades cost you? Your level 20s. Work that out for me.
let me just scroll through the armory till I find it.
So, folks,
give me a minute.
goals discuss as well. Well, he's looking that up as well. So
it's a lot, is the answer.
So, are you still gonna bait? Are you still gonna bait? I need a number. Are you still gonna bait Orgalas to Traxxas? Yeah or no?
I mean, it's on the table still. Yes.
Okay. In that case, then I assume you either do or don't want Sindile to kind of help with the general Orgalas plan.
I mean, at the very least, we need to get him on board so that he can tell us it's a terrible idea and help us.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So those are at least staying. Cool. Obviously, we're
and I hope he says that so we can go kill Emma as well, because that'd be good. That'd be nice.
You just want permission to kill her?
I do. Yes.
775,000.
Put this number in a chat somewhere, so that I can visually look at it. And then, right, okay. So beyond that, you aren't doing the query knowledge one. I take it. Is that a group decision then?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean.
So is that then just deliver a query to MO? Is that
or
then you
talk
go?
Lyco out of it somehow?
Yeah. But remember that MO is apparently, like, she has had several days of, it seems, of building an anti-Librian bomb. Or bioweapon, I should say, not bomb. I'm just used to saying bomb tonight.
Then, of course, we may discover that future Zig really is our present Zig in the future, and that we really shouldn't do that because we're actually going to end up helping him.
Oh wait, I decide whether I change that. I don't know if it's maybe a bit too long-winded, but
okay. So read it says.
Decide whether to deliver query to MO, and if not, what to do with him? Question mark.
I don't really think it's a decide goal. It's a do it, or like it's not a goal, right? Because I feel like we all know he probably doesn't want to go there. Hence the challenge.
Therefore, we should do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't like it.
Why not?
Okay.
He deserves it.
It's morally dubious.
No, he doesn't count.
I mean, we are at the point where morals are.
I think I need to. I know a conversation can't be a goal, but fuck it, I'm level 20 anyway. I think my goal really just needs to be talk to Zig about what he did, because I think Lyco was genuinely touched because he knows that Zig sort of made a choice there on his behalf, as it were.
I'm going to tell you this just now, that the conversations can't really be goals.
No, I know, but goals aren't really that significant.
They are,
already.
Because it's why I wanted you to give me the price of your blades.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because now we get into slightly less, level-based rewards and more tangible rewards. Because if you get me a couple of goals complete, we can just ignore the cost of your blades. You see?
I like that idea.
Well, it's the only way to actually make goals still make sense, right? So that they transcend the leveling power they once had. But yes, that's why they still matter. Otherwise I wouldn't waste time on this part of the format. So, it's still nice to kind of arrange your thoughts, regardless of gain. It's not to say you can't have a conversation with Zig, though. It's not to say you can't have a conversation with Zig.
Oh, definitely will.
But things that have active challenge means I can actively reward you with things. So if you imagine, like, putting, narrative currency into a pile based on your goals, and primarily the way I'll treat it is things that you want, such as Lyco, your pile will count, hence why these are coloured. Okay, so the blue goals that you complete, the more of them you've got, the more narrative currency you can justify saying, can I just get my bone blades now? For example, versus whatever these colours that they've got goal-wise. General goals, you just can cash them in depending on, so if Lyco needed, say, 3 for his blades, he could use 2 of the grey and 1 blue, for example. I feel like that's roughly a fair way to do. As for how much they're worth each, I have no clue yet. I just need to know which stuff you kind of want. So I'll try and work some kind of fair ratio out. Because the prices are stupid at level 20 for a lot of the gear. Absolutely stupid.
Millions.
As I said, if you actually go to Akaton and sell those missiles, you can get, was it 6 million, like I said? So
Yeah.
Yep. Because you have 12 fucking like heavy torpedoes or whatever they're called.
It's a start.
Yeah.
It's also a kind of useful thing to have too, in itself.
You just don't have a torpedo launcher, but you do have. You could. I guess,
got a weird.
Yeah, you've got a weird. Yeah.
We can just like have weirdly pick them up and throw them at them. Like, it's fine.
Or like use
just chuck them off the boat. The ship is like a bomb. Like just a World War II bomb.
Set one to go off. Put it into null space chamber. Just drift out of your ship and phase through your ship. Sorry, and phase into somebody else's ship. Leave it and then go back. Lots of scope, to be honest. Regardless of that, we've still got like a blank general goal. So what are we thinking then? What's the next plan? What are you next going to do? These are on the final hour. These are above Triaxis. And your plan to bait the Alibrian is still in play?
Yes.
I'm for it.
Right, so you want to bait the Alibrian, you probably want some reason to bait him, which means you'll probably want the bioweapon she's going to make for you. So you probably want to give her query. There's your line that you need to look at. So if you don't give her query, you probably don't get your bioweapon.
Unless we steal it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So, what's that general goal going to be then? Remember, the more of these goals you can get through, the more I can get people like Matva to have found supply-wise, etc.
I guess we'll put in handover query, and if we don't handover query, then shrug. Who cares?
Like, you might want to focus on Babak, because that was something you were doing. I don't know if you still care.
Yeah.
So that might be a goal for you.
Makes sense.
It's just rattling around my head from what you had been doing beforehand. Yeah. Is everybody happy with that particular general goal then? As a.
So even if I don't decide, you can just change it.
Who had the unhappy face?
That was me.
The sad face.
Fair.
I'm just putting it there for Alice's sake.
Yep. Good. Excellent. And then, yeah, Lyco, you pop in something for your.
I don't know, but yeah, maybe I should just stick that one back in. Yeah.
At least it's a placeholder, right? Because it is something you want to.
It makes sense. It does make sense as a natural sort of next port of call.
Yeah. And at least it's better than a blank So if that is us there, as I said, what we'll do is we'll start using these as like bennies essentially, and the more use I've got, the more I can justify giving use through various avenues. So they are still worth something, just a bit more iffy. And as I said, I'll try and work out some kind of solid monetary cost if I understand what you are looking for. Keep in mind you also have the mild homework of giving the Yakuza list, the shopping list that you wanted to buy, obviously, and spending your money to have actively gained it. So long as it's nothing that you don't think Triaxis could supply, like as long as they can provide it, you'll get it. So keep that in mind. I'll let you use your judgment, obviously. But I want to see a list of that, so ideally make sure that's in, somewhere visible. Don't care if you do it all in general text or something here or in wherever. Like, as long as it's somewhere visible, you can all do it, that's cool, and whoever pays for it, don't care. You can just make sure the money's spent. You know how it works, admin-wise. Be great if that didn't happen next week, since we are, like, potentially on Zig's last appearance next week, and I don't want to waste the time doing admin. Take the subtle hint here, gang. Yep, I just won't waste the time on the admin, which means you just won't have the things, if it hasn't been done by then. Beyond that, though, any last words about goals, or are we done with goals? I think we're done with goals. It felt very done with goals. Cool. Right, so, wrap-up chat time. Why don't you start us off? Weird.
I like the bit where I hit MRO.
Twice.
Crit.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we should kill her.
I would like to.
Yeah, just for completion's sake.
Yeah, it does seem like an achievement that needs to be ticked.
It does seem like it might yet be necessary, let's be honest.
Death of another arms dealer will be that title, I guess.
I mean,
once we're done with the Librian and with the most powerful entity in the galaxy,
she's kind of got everything anyway. She would just use the fucking virus herself if we don't use it. Like, fuck her.
but yeah, I liked Zig's little almost self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
We'll see how that's going to play out next week in terms of finding out more about his future sort of self.
I loved the mild panic personally that hit Nico's voice. I don't know if this was just panic at like CC's words when it dawned on him, or if he was thinking about the part where he felt like Nico knows that he feels sus about Demadvin.
Oh no, I wasn't even.
I wasn't sure.
Demadvin's existence. I genuinely forgot about Demadvin's existence.
I thought like your immediate shock was going, wait a minute, isn't she shifty? And apparently there's no.
That's what I was fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought Query fucked off and we were away. That's what I thought. I thought he just fucked off. Like I was like, oh great, we're going to need to find him. Like fucking.
Yep.
No, that's genuinely what I thought. I actually completely forgot about the Madvin's existence. That was actually like, oh fuck, she does exist, doesn't she?
So we should probably resolve that at some point.
Probably.
That's the job for next year.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping she's a fucking demo guest spy just so it gives me more excuses to kill him. But that's me just being evil and angry.
Well, she definitely is. We knew this going in.
Yeah.
Poor Demadvin. All she's done is help and play poker. And steal plants from the sun.
Steal plants.
So yeah, I'm a bit salty.
I think if you asked her, she'll be like, who can really own a plant?
Yeah. You wouldn't steal a plant.
Yep. Liberate is a good word.
Steal a handbag.
Yeah.
No, it was a fun wee sesh.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else kind of be specific.
It was just very satisfying to see you land a hit that was a solid hit as well. Like, just...
Yeah.
As somebody who has been your GM for 3 years and watched you miss about probably 80 to 90% of the time.
This game just doesn't want you to hit anyone.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, unless you're like, I guess Lyco. Lyco's done pretty well, I think. Ratio-wise. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh dear. Anything else, bud?
No, that's good.
Good. And Captain.
Hello.
Yeah,
that was fun. It's good to fuck about with all your abilities.
Yeah.
Level 20. It's good.
Isn't it nice to just burn resolve points and go, yeah, these things that sit around for 20 levels and then you finally find a use for them.
Yeah, it's just a Revolve point. It's all point. It's all point. It's pretty good.
Yep.
As our pretty good juices as well for them. It's quite nice.
Plus, as we've spoken about before, it's kind of nice to have like a bit of RP time, like in the campaign, at level 20. Like it's nice to actually like feel like you can flex the different parts of them in sensible areas of the story instead of just going, well, we've only got this session left, so I'll use all my abilities. Yeah.
I said it was good. It was nice sticking it to MO. I wish that Sunbolt didn't miss.
I know, right? Because that was like Lyco's sniper shot missed, the Sunbolt missed, and surprisingly, as I said, like Weird landed some fucking solid shots. Yeah.
The sniper on Sunbolt hot man, she was dead. That'd have been fun. That'd have been interesting. I mean, the virus is already in the box, right? So we would have won anyway. We wouldn't have known it was in the box, but it's in the box.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was good to, well, yeah, just finish off a wee combat. It was good, and it's quite interesting to see what happened with Alice. I suppose. I mean, if she's not just AI at this point, which would be really sad.
Yeah. Well, like if you follow her story from the last few kind of mini arcs that have been happening in the story, obviously there's been a lot of issues with, say, Finn recently. Obviously, I know her and Lyco had a lot of chats about it. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting to see how that all plays out. Yeah. Seems like she did a decent thing, though, right? She offered herself up. It seems like so.
It'd be also sad if she got lobotomized.
It definitely would be, unless this is a backup copy of her. Somehow that we can then stick back into her, although that raises different ethical questions.
Yep.
Yeah, why would you do this loads?
Just
the Bond said you do all the time.
Yep, this is true, apparently. Or at least they remember they did it. Yep. Anything else, Zora?
No, that's it. It's good fun. Thank you.
You happy Edgar's dead? Or you seem to be a bit sad a little bit.
Would have rather been ML1, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, shit happens.
I like the full circle. This is maybe the most character development you've had as a character in this game. And I don't mean that as a slight. I mean, genuinely, Zora's been fairly like Zora-minded the whole game. But at the start, it was wouldn't mind killing that guy.
I mean, the world is the worst, so I still understand that. That's for sure. But like I said in the game, he made me slightly like him, which is kind of true.
Yeah.
Like,
and you were
I liked
second
him
favorite
slightly. It's like with like an asterisk, like sort of idea.
With all the following exceptions. Yep.
Yeah. It's like you're likable is me at the point.
It goes on like mold. Yeah.
Bad people can be likable, and that's unfortunate, but true.
Gestures at part. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, bud?
No.
Lyco.
Hello.
Yeah.
That was honestly a little bit of a downer because we obviously we want to win, but I'm sad to see him go. You do what you got to do, you know.
And the thing is, so, you did apply a lot of damage to the guy.
I did.
Like you alone put so much fucking damage into him. It was disgusting.
And it wasn't like Lyco was willing to shy away. If it had been him that did final blow, I don't think he would have been terribly affected. But I think Lyco would be a little. I think he'd mostly just be pissed that it had to come to that when he offered him a way out.
Yeah, like almost like why did they let his bitterness?
Yeah, it was just like stand down. There are bigger problems. And I know that might not be the most compelling case when you've come that far, but yeah, the alternative was this, and I don't think he chose well, frankly. I'll be sure to tell him that when I'm also dead. Yeah, no, it was a cool moment, that obviously someone who we initially had something of an antagonistic relationship with, and someone who undoubtedly is not a good guy, but maybe not really that much worse than a lot of people that we deal with. Because it's definitely there's definitely a muddiness to it, so it is sad. Like Lyko doesn't particularly dislike Edgar and isn't at all happy to see him go, and neither's Colin. So it's a success, but it's one that's sort of tinged with a little bit of regret because it didn't necessarily have to go that way. And also because like doesn't have any particular fondness for Emma. Oh, he found her surprisingly straightforward and felt like he could deal with her, but ultimately she's very much a villain.
Again, like just from what you gleaned about her from the conversation that you had with White Blossom and her, the part when you were like trying to gauge her, when you were saying, yeah, and Absalom and all those people that died, and she was like, oh yeah, people.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, my buildings.
Yeah.
And yeah, like she did not really seem to make much effort to even hide.
Yeah. Just in her office, yeah.
So I felt like I appreciate her straightforwardness, and I made a point with Edgar, you may recall, to basically ask him to confirm her version of events, that literally he was just gunning for her position, and he pretty much did.
Yep.
In which case, it's like Lyko lost a little bit of sympathy there for him, because it was like, if this is really just about ambition.
Yeah, it's kind of almost a little pathetic in a way, isn't it? Right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a little like the world's burning and you're desperately trying to scramble another step up the ladder. Like, come on.
Like our highlight reel would flash back to obviously him sending you off to Baskerville. He's coming back and I'm offering spin to everybody, and then it would then click to him like eating noodles at a scene. It would then click again to obviously being like, maybe before that we'd have the scene where he was like being rescued from like the containment field in the drow ship. Then we'd have the noodle scene. Then we'd have his, him lying with his throat ripped out scene. Then we'd have obviously maybe some highlights from Zig's time with him, all the way up to him being like in the cargo container that Q-Bob had arranged to transport with his cocktail and everything. Like, yeah, and then we get this scene of obviously him being, again, a bit pathetic, but also, like, as you say, like, needlessly ambitious, like, throwing his life away, basically, in that last kind of moment, and then, as I said...
you've got to an extent, respect the man's dedication. He had set himself a goal, and he went for it.
Yep.
But yeah, like, so there's definitely a sense of accomplishment, a sense of we have done what we needed to do. There's also a little bit of melancholy, a little bit of bitterness, a sense that it was needless ultimately. And also there's concern for Zig, because Zig had to not just fight, but like, you drop a meteorite in someone you're trying to kill, right?
Yeah.
So very clearly
It was a non-lethal attack.
It was a non-lethal attack.
When you channeled more fire energy into it.
Non-lethal meteorites.
Fueling it with
more fire.
More fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely gave the impression of, and that would be probably for Lyko quite affecting, because on one hand it's like the kid is obviously sort of looking out for me, but on the other hand it'd be like, I hate that he's doing this because of me.
Yeah.
To someone he is even less inclined to harm than I am. Like, I don't want to hurt Edgar, but I was willing to do it. But I think with Zig, he really doesn't want to, and yet here he is dropping a fucking meteor on him, and that's because of me. So Lyko has some pretty ambivalent feelings at the moment. I definitely think there's room for some tension with the crew regarding Query.
I like the idea that that's maybe why that 2-day trip was relatively silent, other than making contact with Cece. It does make sense that everybody's maybe in their own little kind of like bed as if it was a coach.
And I sort of feel like I've slipped a little further down the slippery slope than the rest of the party happen
Right.
with regards to that.
Okay.
Like, it does seem like, aside from weird, having sort of a sort of animus towards him that kind of motivates some of his actions. Zeg and the captain do seem to have strong qualms with handing him over. Alice has taken drastic steps in seeming to try and do something to maybe make that unnecessary. Like, you could definitely read into it that she might have thought, well, if I do this and hand myself over, they won't need to. Or alternatively, she maybe thought, well, if we're going to hand them over, what justification do I have for not handing myself over? And yeah, there's definitely a sense of maybe a twinge of guilt for Lyko, and probably a fair amount of frustration.
That's fair to say, yeah. I think that makes sense, given everything,
At
like
the
all
way
the
she did
connections.
things. Because he would probably have counseled her to go ahead with it if she felt able to do so, but, you know, under strict supervision of the party sort of thing.
Maybe it's like a final step, right? You could read into that where she obviously comes to you for, like, she comes to you for a few things, right? You've went to her and asked her, like, what's been up when you've noticed that things have been off with her. And yeah, I mean, I suppose if you wanted to read into it, you could. I'm not saying this is the case, but you could look at the fact that you were the one that you were kind of in bed with MO at the time, even if you hadn't decided which side you were sleeping on yet. So, yeah.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Not the good guy.
Yeah. It's okay, you covered that early on with Zig on Versus. It's fine.
But I definitely do feel like maybe it's time that Lyko steps aside with Zig and says, like, maybe you don't have to be one of us. Maybe there's a better path available for you.
Hands him a suitcase and points him at Shuttle and says, "Don't look back, kid."
Yeah, maybe those words, but like, I definitely think he doesn't feel good about how that went down, about Zig having a part in the death of someone he liked.
And I did like the fact that you both did make genuine attempts to stop Edgar, right? You both did. When you were both there, you both had a very good attempt at it, to try and get through to him. It wasn't just like went, we tried, stab. It was definitely like, there are options here, buddy. Let's not just have you be an idiot, essentially. Yeah.
And it's also like he screwed himself by doing the. If he hadn't mind controlled me, I'd probably have been trying to talk him down. Now that he was horribly outnumbered, but because the thing swung in his favor for a second, and I was out of commission, that didn't happen, and he just continued as if he had an advantage that. Well, he did have an advantage, but it was a very, very ephemeral sort of advantage. And as soon as I was no longer under control, never mind my damage, which hadn't really been a factor, but the entire party was no longer protecting him, but attacking. And in an instant, that advantage he had was melted away. And
that's it.
Yeah. And had he not had that advantage in the first place, he may never have put himself in that position. He might have made the smart choice, but he didn't.
I think you gotta respect him at all at the end of it as well, being like, immediately no grudge held as soon as it was like settled. Because you were like, so yeah, he kind of did the mind rhyming thing, and she was like, and your crew? You're like, we'll get to that. Yeah. So I was definitely giving her like a turn of seeing what everybody else does, because I just genuinely wasn't sure if you were going to keep attacking or not. So I was like, defensive, yes. Anything else, bud?
Definitely wanted an excuse.
I think I've sort of said my bit for now.
Oh, good. It's always nice to see that, people that were not necessarily eager to get the bad guys dead, but it's nice when NPCs leave a mark on players. It is nice when they kind of care about the outcomes of these things. Speaking of our soulless monster, Zig, I'm kidding. How good does it feel to have the power of just fucking launching meteorites at people?
Not as good as I thought it would be if we were at character creation stage right now.
Right, okay. Does it about to explode head when we were trying to talk you out of taking just that for that one power alone? Yeah. It's like you can't build a character around Explode Head. I'm sorry, but you
I
can.
was like, I feel like I can. No, but that was for Zig. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. But it was super enjoyable. It was like really fun to play out. Yeah, it's kind of nice to be that, like, it's almost kind of going back to the sand bandits and melting those, just acting on pure like instinct and emotion and like but yeah, I think Zig's gonna be a bit pretty bummed out for the next,
because it is the slight double whammy, right? Because it isn't just Edgar in the situation with that. It's maybe a triple whammy, because you get like Query's fate that you're still kind of playing God with, and then there's the Alice. What has happened to Alice stuff on top of all that as well.
Yeah, I think at the it's gonna go like one of a few ways. It's definitely that kind of crossroads period for Zig, of where he's got to kind of decide how to place himself in the hierarchy of power in the universe.
At the very top.
Yeah.
Some kind of pyramid scheme. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how he sort of handles that. I'm still unsure as to where it's going to go. But yeah, I think he's just gonna have to come to the realization that well, big power can be scary and horrifying, and you can do.
I believe it's Spider-Man who first said that.
Yes. With big power comes fear.
Big power, big problem. Yeah.
Yeah. That was Uncle Bean. Yeah. And yeah,
Uncle
he's definitely
Benji.
gonna really wrestle with the whole query thing. I don't think he's gonna be for it, but if
what's your plan to take out the Librian? If not, hopefully with a successful, bioweapon, hopefully.
And I think it might come to he will defer with the majority, but might not be happy about it. Because having now experienced the Librian a couple times, it's pretty scary. He's not the nicest guy to be around, if I'm honest. And also I think the idea that regardless of, like, like saying, oh well, it's just because it's future you doesn't mean it's future you. The idea that Ahim would be helping the Librian is both really unsettling and quite confusing as well. For Zig. So so much stuff happening.
Don't worry, when this game finally concludes, I will choose to actively not show you any of the timeline jank behind the scenes. We'll just forget the game ever happened and move on with our lives. That is my promise to you guys. We won't explain a single thing. We'll just move on.
This is the problem. Like, part of me is like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's going on. And then the other part of me is like, but I need to delve deeper.
Gotta delve deeper.
I need to see it.
The deep dive. Yep.
The deep dive of Starfinder.
Well, when it's finished, you can go back through all the sessions, right? And we can get your conspiracy board with all your threads and actually, map out the story. And you can tell me where all the plot holes are. Hopefully I've avoided.
Yeah. But no, it was really good. And it was nice to obviously spend some resolve points.
Yeah, right. Those things we got.
Do that. Yeah. It's like, haven't used any and then used like a bunch in one go. That's
it's like probably a year since we last used them. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You can refer to the selfie I posted.
Yes. It's the face of just the campaign now. Yep. It's the warning.
GIF.
Just the warning on
dancing GIF yet.
So yeah, like, I think the only thing I want to say in kind of conclusion to all that is I like the fact that the character like storylines that are either like coming to a close, or like obviously ramping up for climaxes and various other things, are super interesting to me. It shows that you have played these people for like 3 years and give a shit about the ups and downs of it all. I like that people's opinions on characters change for like valid reasons throughout the story as well. Like nobody seemed to take pleasure in what transpired either, which is always nice. Despite probably wouldn't have minded knocking Edgar down a peg or two, several sessions ago. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good for that. It is definitely something that I would challenge someone to find. Any of you that hadn't went through like a character arc, right? In this game, because yeah, it's been good. Yeah, thank you all for playing. Thank you everybody who watched. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. So say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.